All right. Before I bring everybody into the episode so you can hear everybody, I just want to say before it all goes downhill, thank you for joining us for the 50th episode, part 2 of the Made in Dreams podcast. And yeah, if you're in our Discord, we are all in the voice chat. If you jumping in here, better turn on that camera because I want a face to put to whatever comes out of your mouth. Okay, that's good. Them's the rules. Them's the rules. So here we go, bringing everybody in. So thanks, guys. Thank you. It's been a long road for us. It's been the most successful podcast I've ever been a part of in my life, and I mean I've only had more fun maybe with the old movies podcast I used to do, but it's a close one. It's a close one. Y'all know how I am about movies. But anyway. So I guess we'll start. Can everybody see the stream? Like, can everyone that's on the stream see the stream?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, then I'm going to move my cursor here and wiggle it so everybody can see the names so they know who is joining us currently. But we have in the top left, that's Acer, of course, the God. why you smiling? What's wrong? Who's the God right there?
Oh my lord.
GAWD.
Hi.
All right.
Yeah. What are we doing?
I'm
Are you
just
just
naming.
gonna go?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just gonna go through name everybody. Of course, we got Bivson. He's there. Did we get there? Yes, he's coming. He came in. He came in
I
hot.
thought it was Green Guy.
And we have ID user profile. Also, Carson Stack on Twitter. He joined us yesterday before everything blew up in our faces, but it was great to have him and welcome back. We have, well, y'all know Jamie. I mean, come on. And then we have, no, I'm just, I'm just going to keep it going. I'm going to keep it going from yesterday.
You're going to keep it going forever now. That's it.
No, dude. We'll be back to our relationship is being worked on currently. Come on, don't air out our dirty laundry. No, I'm just. We got Magma Monster who.
Oh wow, animated Magna Monster.
His camera was having a little issue. But no, yes, he's going to be giving us some animated jiggles to conversation. And we have MC Alchemist coming in hot as always. What's going on, my dude? Wearing that Dreams merch. And of course, just get me. I'm the non-playable character that's in the, y'all know me. Notre Dame, what's going on, my dude? Yep. We got Freaky coming in. I like your lighting. It looks so calm and mahogany like over there. I love it. I'm
in my tiny little cabin in the woods here, and it's amazing.
It looks amazing. I could go to sleep right behind you, right there. It looks so comfy. And we have Shovel and Sandbox, who's new to being on the podcast, but an old friend of mine who I told to pick up Dreams and was like, get on it. So I have a few questions for him as someone who wants to be more into the Dreams community than he currently is or has time to be. So that's my brother. Treat him well. We have, you haven't said his weird eyebrows, but most people know you as Char. There we go.
Char the Weeb. Clearly.
Char the Weeb. There we go. And then we have Brown coming in with the cam. My man was working hard to be in here for us, and love it. Glad to have you. So, I guess to start off, as I wanted to go with question for Shovel and Sandbox, because Lord knows when we're going to have more people just jumping into this screen. But Shovel, tell us about your journey with Dreams so far.
Well, it's been mostly frustrating, and I think a lot of that is just because I have a lot of experience creating things in other tools and platforms, and I haven't quite jumped over and learned the Dreams way and how to achieve what I'd like to achieve. The best example is probably, I think I told you I was trying to create a curved or a corkscrew body of water around a stone sculpture. Yeah, that just did me in. That was actually the last thing I worked on in Dreams, I believe.
So that made you rage quit?
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Out of interest, what did you end up doing?
What did I end up doing with the corkscrew water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I put it down and just life got in the way and I moved on. But I was trying to sculpt a cave, a stone cave with just a river kind of corkscrewing down a bunch of boulders around it. So that was the idea, but it didn't pan out.
So what program did you use prior to Dreams then? Like, what is your experience from?
For the past decade, it's been mostly illustration stuff, so not a ton of 3D work. But when I was younger, I was doing a lot of 3D Studio Max stuff and did a little bit of Unity, like maybe about 5 years ago. So those two.
And given that obviously it was 5 years ago, so a lot has changed since then. But from your experience with Unity, how does it compare to working in Dreams?
Well, Dreams is definitely a lot more immersive. I think that was what got me when I started, was just how much quicker it is to jump in and start laying down paint. Not literal paint, but just getting things out into the world. And that was really impressive. I really loved that about it. And I think the hardest part for me was just kind of figuring out the Dreams way, like discovering content of people that are kind of bridging the gap between people completely new and like, how do I make this thing?
Well, then off of that, I have to ask, like, where do you look for, like, to go into the community? Like, are you on Twitter, which is where you should be, or like you moving around, trying to move around Facebook, or what are you doing?
Usually YouTube. After you gave me a few links for people to follow on Twitter, and that ended up being my second choice. But yeah.
Yeah, I believe everyone that's here are those links that I sent.
Awesome.
But
Did you send him to Tap though for Logic? That's the main one.
at the time, we weren't really talking about Logic, but he's a programmer. Like Shovel is a programmer.
You're a
So-
programmer. Okay. Well, you should have no issue then really working around Logic then. It should come easy to you.
Yeah, the logic's not too bad. I had gotten into Dreams mostly because I was interested in doing sculpture and illustration stuff. And so I think that's where a lot of my hiccups have been. But yeah, people have made a lot of really incredible logic stuff out there. It's really fun to look at.
Absolutely. Now, I am interested in it. You should share. They collab me into the rock thing you were trying to work on, just because I want to see what you tried to do to make. Now, I probably won't be able to help you. Don't get it twisted, okay? But if you, but I do want to see what you've tried to pull it off, because I mean, everything is just learning. That's one of the best, or one of the things that I've like really enjoyed about doing this podcast is that I get to experience so many people's creations that it's like a foreign language. Like it starts to make sense. Whereas like you may not be able to do it as well as them. You probably can. But you start to understand how to do it. So you can pull off things, because, even I've connected a logic wire here or there and been like, I did it. And it was beautiful. So, all right, that's enough focus talk here. I'm going to open up the floor to whoever is here. Okay. What you got to talk about? What do you want to talk about? And Typhus, welcome as this list grows.
Yeah, sorry I'm late. I'm here now.
All good.
Let's do this.
Yes. All right. So I guess, like I said, it's open to everyone. What do you want to talk about?
Maybe Dreams?
Art.
That's a good start.
We're getting there. We're getting there. But I'm going to keep pointing out people individually, but I don't want people to be left out. So I'm just opening up before I keep going.
You can leave me out. I don't mind.
No, I'm coming to you next. See, that's why I was going to say, I'm coming to you right now. In fact, look, I first got brought into Typhus's work because I was just roaming around Twitch. And I noticed the monster designs and stuff that you were coming up with. And I listened to you talk about how you've wanted to get into the prosthetics and makeup for film. and that's
You've
what
done your
brought you
research,
in.
man. Jesus.
See,
That's impressive.
what you guys don't understand is that I'm always there. Like I may not say anything, but I'm always there. And so
Say
like,
it, man.
you know,
Say it
I
like
get
that.
what has been your journey in dreams?
I started Dreams with the goal to make the best orc in Dreams, and I didn't do that. But I made a cool orc in the beta that got a bunch of likes, and I went, okay, maybe I'll make this a thing, and I did. I don't know. I just sculpting monsters and stuff that I like to see. You know, there's not many cool monsters in Dreams. People are too scared of making. No one here, obviously, but just in general, I think there needs to be more weird, out there, abstract, trippy, druggy, monster, horrible, body horror, gross stuff. Because you see that in games a lot. You know, it's like a common theme in games that you'll see an 18+ game and it'll have big, gribbly, gross monsters. But when I make them in Dreams, everyone goes, "Oh, Typhus is so edgy." But I'm just making monsters. If they were in any other game, they wouldn't be edgy. A very defensive response. I'm sorry, but
I can see that.
You've had this battle many times before, by the looks of things.
yes, this is like a constant ongoing war. Finding the exact line between what's acceptable and what's still gross and shocking is. I'm still learning. My scarecrow for the jam was very politely rejected by Media Molecule. Too much intestines and nails in the head and severed limbs counts as mutilation and gore, and we will not allow it on Dreams. All the best. Whatever her name was, I don't know.
Well, so let me ask you, because I brought it up yesterday, but I brought it up with you in mind, and it was the idea that like there are people who like Gianni Turismo on YouTube who he's taking like his sci-fi ships and robots and stuff and putting them into actual live film. And I was wondering, have you toyed with that at all with the monsters you create?
I'm working with the guy on something sort of like that. He kind of wants to do a green screen. It won't be like realistic. It'll be sort of weird, trippy comedy stuff. But there's a guy called Charlie Chop, and he's a comedian. And I kind of want to animate him in Dreams, and then we can like switch to like a live action version of him, but keep like the circus tent and stuff in the background. He's a clown. He's like a real life clown. But I sculpted him in Dreams, and I think, man, he's a procrastinator like myself, so it's taken a while. But we have stuff bubbling, brewing. What's the word? Cooking? Brewing?
Yes. Yeah. So I guess to end it all off, I mean, I think that personally, just to turn those feels back around, as we talked about yesterday, I like the idea that you can do that. Like if you're working in character creation and stuff like that with Dreams, you don't have to walk in the lines. Not really. I mean, we all know of certain things going on in the Dreams universe that we wish wasn't, kinda. But there's a place for everything, especially people with Dreams. Yeah.
I'm curious about them.
We've mentioned them on the podcast before, but I just there's
You're
just
not saying it, so am I just going to porn? You talking about porn or not?
Yeah, yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. which, hey, like I said, there's a way for you to get your work out there. Not everything has to go in the Dreamiverse, so I appreciate that personally. But
I have stuff I'm not publishing for reasons. I have my own little stash. No one's ever going to see it, but it's there.
Well, now I feel like you're gonna come out one day with a Typhus's stash, like project.
Next topic.
Oh, okay, all right. So,
I just
Acer,
want to say, sorry to interrupt. No, I just want to say that I love his designs. Typhus, I've seen his monsters, and I feel like there should be more like that on Dreams, actually. So
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
absolutely.
Yeah,
I
didn't
agree.
them say they were gonna have like a mature like setting or section?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
At the point?
They did say that. I have a command on my
That never happened.
I have a command on my Twitch that links to the news article where they mention that for anyone who ever brings it up, and it hasn't no news updates yet, but I'm keeping my eye on that one very specific aspect of Dreams news because that would be great for me.
Yeah, I mean it's come up before recently in the podcast where, you know, what people think of the mature label and whether or not it's actually tenable. Like if you're able to actually keep people, like if you're going to make that, it's kind of a genre that you use to keep it away from certain people seeing it. But I don't see how that'll work within
I don't
Dreams.
think it's going to happen. I'm skeptical, man. I'd be really happy if it happened, but I'm skeptical.
The only way I can see it being tangible to work in Dreams is if it links via your PSN account and an update to the PSN account is required to verify your age if you want to see mature content. And then that way, anybody who has a PSN account that is over 18 will be able to access the mature content on Dreams. That way it splits it without changing the PEGI rating on the game itself.
Right.
Yeah, but can't
That
you
is
just
good.
lie?
Why not?
You could just lie.
See, corporate jamming is good for something.
I guess you can't get in trouble.
Nobody would ever lie in the Dreamverse. Jesus.
Never.
Who wants to go Christian here?
So
I also
I'll,
wonder if they have like demographic data in general about like what age groups are playing Dreams.
I mean,
that's
judging
a
by
good point.
yesterday's podcast and today's podcast, I'd say it's an older crowd.
Yeah.
Probably an older crowd.
I mean, I think there's definitely elements of, where there will be a more childish group playing Dreams, but I think predominantly, I mean, specifically from at least the podcast then, because I get statistics of who watches the podcast, who listens to it and everything, and it is predominantly between the ages of 25 to 50.
Right, I mean, younger kids aren't going to watch a podcast, but they are going to play memes and stuff, which is why you see a lot of them getting popular. Well,
You see
I
the
assume.
Roblox podcast and stuff.
I don't know. I feel like
Oh,
the
fair
memes are
enough.
dying out a bit, though. Like, they
That's
was
alright.
a problem when it first started.
There's a
but
lot of them still. They're out there.
Yeah, if you go to the new
You can, I mean, there's only so many times you can see Wario having a surprise heart attack. Let's be honest.
It's gotta get old at some point.
But yeah,
That's
I think
what I've
the
been saying since day
predominant.
one. I think Dreams is marketed like towards the complete wrong demographic. I don't think they marketed Dreams towards really young kids, I think, and I think that was a mistake. I'm not saying it should be all blood and violence and stuff, typhus, but I think maybe a bit more like they should have marketed it more neutrally, maybe to like a more artistic kind of crowd, because I don't know. It's like very
The problem is
it's
when Dreams first
condescending.
come out, it's difficult to understand who it's going to mainly be marketed towards because it is open to everybody, and one demographic is going to overtake Dreams at some point. And I think once Dreams has been out long enough for them to sort of find out what their actual age group is, that will then determine how Dreams is marketed in the future. So I think it's all just because, again, we're in the really early stages of Dreams. In the next couple of years, they'll be able to say, right, this is our predominant age group that uses Dreams for the last 4 years. So now we will market more towards that age group because we know that is the age group that is constantly using the software. So
And
it's
you
all
guys
down.
keep saying that Dreams was marketed to a younger age group, but I haven't really seen Dreams marketed at all.
That too.
The UI is kind of like younger, more playful, but the actual software
updates coming
is
then.
not easy to use.
Exactly, it's like a really fucking complicated thing, and it was like, why would it do this when they can play Fortnite and just be good at it? Why would they learn for 6 months how to sculpt? I don't know. I just don't see like anyone under the age of like 15 getting super into Dreams.
I mean, I see them getting play mode, but the create mode. I mean, some kids are, but I don't know. I would have been
making games when I was in like the 8th grade.
I'm generalizing.
6th grade. So I mean, people will do it. Like it just depends on you find the right group, the right kids.
Yeah.
Maybe more cool kids. Why are kids not cool enough?
I'm glad you said it, Noder, because I was about to say the same thing. just I get what you're saying, and it's like the overall makeup of it makes you think it's trying to hit kids, but then again, it's like over many times before we've talked about the whole marketing angle on this. But let me jump to Bivson here for a second. What you been doing, bro?
Hello.
What you been doing, bro? You've been quiet on the scene for a little bit. Like I mean, I saw the Dreamscom joint, the Lou. It's as always looks fantastic, and I think I saw that you're now with Cybersheep, working with them.
I'm working as an animator for the Gucci spell.
Indeed. So any new feelings on Dreams? Any like what the journey is so far? How's it playing in with school? Like, What's your feelings? Because you're looking older. You're looking a little older. You got more of the face hair. I'm seeing you.
It's been a year, yeah. I'm done with school actually. Now I'm putting most of my focus on dreams. Working with Cyberseek Film, of course, but I also have more time to work on my personal projects now. So I'm doing a lot more of that and working on Lou Moves In, as you saw at DreamsCon.
Where
that you was working on? The bow game.
What?
How about
Bell's
bow?
Kazoo?
The bow of the game.
Oh yeah,
the bow game.
Yeah, that's probably. It's gonna take a while for me to finish that. Actually, it's pretty much. I've been working on it for like 1.5 years, and it's still in pre-alpha. I'm still trying to code everything and finish everything so that everything works, balancing everything.
And weren't you
I
making
can start with the actual levels?
Weren't you making a point and click game outside of Dreams? But like before,
yeah,
I think that was the last thing I heard from you.
Yeah, that was actually our final school project. I worked with a group, and I made Åke.
Oh, word! How did it turn?
The sweet.
How did it turn out?
Spelled with the Swedish level. It turned out pretty good for a school project. We're working a little bit on like we're playing around and making a full game out of it, but it's still pretty much in its very early pre-production phase.
All right. Well, I know we only have a limited time here with I believe Char and Brown. So let me get to you guys real quick. Brown, what's going on?
First off, happy to be here. I've been wanting to be part of the show for a time, but my schedule is complicated. I'm actually working today. I'm in my lunchtime, so I literally have like an hour or so. So, well, a little bit about me. I've been in Dreams like for maybe 2 years, maybe 2 years and a half, maybe. And something that maybe I feel like I've talked about this before, but I was doing the Legendary Warriors game a long time ago. It was almost finished, and then I lost it all because I didn't save a line. So I have to start all over again. It took me like maybe 9 months, so almost a year to finish it now. And so there was a point in which I almost quit Dreams like completely. It was like I was like I'm done with this. Um, so I sit around for a few months, and I was like, no, I gotta get back to it. I gotta finish it somehow. And from there, I been doing that a lot, and I've been spending most of my time on Dreams. Even though, I mean, I have this daily work, but I'm also a photographer, freelancer photographer. So I'm trying to balance things out. But because of the pandemic and everything, I haven't got too much work on that. So I've been doing mostly Dreams basically, and now I'm on pause because I just released the first chapter of the game, so I'm kind of on a break there. But I'm gonna get to it as soon as I can.
Well, so as always, as for those that were here for the pre-stream that I did about an hour and a half ago now, like we were talking about how important it is to at least be a part of the community, to get that like daily reminder from somebody's post to save online because it was something that I completely missed out on, and I also lost my project from it. So I didn't even realize the option was there. Like, I don't know, I just didn't see it even though it's right there. So yeah, losing your old project is not a joke, and it takes a minute to get your full love back of Dreams after you've suffered that blow. It's heavy.
I feel like everyone learns that hard way at some point.
I'm sure the second one was better.
Who has lost a big chunk of work to user error or something like that?
Yeah.
You?
Okay.
Big chunk.
50%.
What was the predominant factor in the loss of data? Was it corruption, or like what was everyone's experience with losing their stuff? Like, how did you lose it?
Corruption.
I was an idiot and just forgot to save online, and my PS4 broke, and that was that.
Well, at least the whole thing broke. At least the whole thing broke. It's not a reminder. It's like I could have been here, but I'm not. But yeah.
I have
like
a huge problem in the beginning with the interconnection between elements and such, and updating and deleting stuff that would lead to deleting everything that is connected to it. And the first time around, I just neglected one of these warning messages that said, "Hey, if you proceed, you will lose everything."
Oh,
and I did that once, and then I'm still having issues sometimes when I'm updating stuff in the wrong order, so that some things just get jumbled up and go back to a state that they shouldn't be, and then I have to go back through the files and seek out which file is the correct one and then update in another order. It's sometimes a little confusing how this works.
Well, my corruption basically, I just noticed one day that the pictures, like the thumbnails for what I had, didn't match anymore. And I was like, I definitely didn't make some like pink-haired anime girl. Like, like what is this file that's in my stuff? And
mixed with confusion.
So you had like an anime sculpt spawn into your creation.
No, it just literally wasn't showing the right thing anymore. Like it was just taking, I guess, a random picture from the Dreamiverse and being like, "That's it, right?" And I'm like, "No, that's not it." And then I couldn't load it to like see what the actual file looked like, and yeah, it was just gone. And when I got it fixed, and they were like, "Yeah, re-upload your stuff, bring it back in, blah 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 blah." As soon as I did it, then you see. So you know something's wrong, but when you have the corrupted data and then you see what like your whole library of what you've worked on, and then you start to notice what's just not there anymore, that's when the pain sets in and you're crying on the edge of your bed like a goddamn failed marriage, and it's and it just the pain starts. It starts real hard. It takes a while to trust dreams again after that. Let me just tell you, before I start feeling these feels more with feelings, I'll just stop it there. But let's go to Char before he has to dip as well. What? Tell us everything. What's good? How's dreams? What's your life like?
Well, first I'll say no. I actually plan on being here for like the whole podcast.
Oh.
I might have to go like for a little bit, but then I'll come back. But essentially, I don't know. I've been trying to use dreams as just a way to express myself, my ideas, and my skill in kind of like in film and like in writing, and in like presentation, I guess. I've been doing that for a while, and then I was like, realized I could have just like use it as a way to kind of like pitch my series that I'm working on. Like takes place as a future setting where like robots being sentient and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm just like I'm dealing with like college and trying to hopefully get that done as soon as possible and just focus on my career. You know, I don't know. I don't know what
Well, what are you looking for as like, what are you going to college for? Like, does it play into dreams, or is dreams at this point more like the, ideas that I'll get back to in years to come after I finish with my profession? Like, does it tie into your major at all?
It did. Well, at the start of it, it was used. I was gonna use it to help me with present myself, like what my skill is in terms of being like a writer for like possibly cartoons or films, in that sense. And eventually it turned into where I actually am starting to use dreams as like to help me create or to help me pitch out my idea to make this show I kind of want to be like as a creator for. And instead of just college, I don't know, I just like went to college just because that's like the norm. Is just like kind of pressured into it by your parents and stuff like that, and because they want you to get a degree and just be successful. And now I'm just hearing people saying how they don't need college or just don't find much use in it, or it wasn't that helpful for them to get the degree. So,
I mean, we could have this conversation if we wanted to. This
really want to go there. We
I
can
mean,
have that conversation.
I'm just saying.
No, because the thing
I'm
is,
right there with you.
Because the thing is, I personally believe that you should go to college for specific things. Everything else, trade schools are basically where you should be. Like if you're going for business or to be a doctor or an engineer, which even in engineering trade schools are pretty much catching up and giving you more applicable experience, but I'll still say that's good for institutions as well. But for a lot of like art driven stuff, like if you actually have the time and have learned in your youth and you're super passionate about it, I personally believe that at this point, at least traditional college is a scam. But that's just me, and we don't have to get into it. That belongs on my other podcast. But it is what it is.
If I could drop out, I would. It's
honestly,
hey, but
I mean, if your parents would allow it, as long as that's because they're the ones. I know they are. They're the ones like, hey, you better go. Because that's on mine.
Are they paying for it?
No, it's I use like this service that they provide where the college provides me where if I get a good enough, I guess, grades, they'll pay for my classes and like even
scholarship.
Pay me yeah, kind of like that. I don't know. It's like I think it was called. I don't know. I'll say it. It's like called FAFSA, I guess. Financial aid.
Yeah.
I just use that.
Yeah, don't feel ways about saying that. Everybody got that. Don't feel any way about saying that. But yeah, so I mean, I'm glad dreams can kind of be that expression for you. You seem a little timid. You seem like you're not used to expressing yourself. With that,
really.
I'm not trying to call you out. I'm just saying.
No.
You're so laid back.
I wouldn't say I'm that laid back. I don't know. I'm just trying my best here.
Okay, hey, of course.
I did. College was useful for me in the sense of it taught me a lot of things in terms of being reasonable and effective and logical things, or like just being smart with things is what college helped me out with. But at the same time, I kind of just, after I get my ADT degree, I kind of don't want to transfer to university. I kind of just want to work on my stuff in the sidelines and like pitch out my work. Hopefully get in contact with, I guess, other studios or people in the industry. And I hope it goes well for me from there.
All right. Well, Godspeed on that. I wish you luck. Everybody out here trying to do it. So, which one will I pick next? Okay, look. Acer, Freaky, Noter, fight it out. Who gets it?
That's not a fight. So. Yeah.
Oh, they're all so modest. They're all so modest.
It's not a fight that anyone's winning. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit of a fight right now. I'm not. No.
Acer wins every time.
I mean, if we go alphabetical, I think that's fair.
Seems reasonable.
Or ascending or descending. I don't know. Z to A. What are we gonna do?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
go
age.
First names, and I'll go first.
Okay. All right.
Hey,
I don't want to go first.
Okay. Well. I'm getting a lot of I'm getting a little mixed messages on every angle.
We're fighting about who's not going.
Look, I'm gonna start with Acer because we'll just go there. Now, What have you been up to since you were last on the show? I know there's been a
Since
few.
I was last on the show?
Yeah.
Okay. When was I last on the show? Like date?
I think you were on season 1, like when we were doing seasons. I think you were way
Yeah.
back.
Like episode 2.
Like a year ago or like 6
Yes.
months ago or?
It's about a year ago.
Yeah.
Oh man.
About a year.
I stopped streaming Dreams. I bought a house.
You bought a house.
Then I got back into Dreams, and then we're here. That's the abridged version. Do you have any?
And you released a game? Come on.
Did I? Oh yeah, that's true. Thank you.
Sir.
I released a app on the Android App Store, Laser Bounce, of course. I had previously made it in Dreams, so is that the first time someone's actually done that? I don't know.
Yours
It
is
is, I
the
guess.
first that I've seen it.
Yeah, ported a Dreams
No.
game.
First.
How did
I'm curious.
I don't think so. I think, and I'm not sure, but I believe RBD beat you with Sensorium.
That was not on Dreams.
No, well, it wasn't. It wasn't on.
No.
Wait, no, it wasn't.
I'm
on
saying
Dreams.
like
That's right.
who's
Yeah, so
ported
a
a
direct.
Dreams game into, yeah.
like Laser Bounce was on Dreams first, and then he created it into an app. So I think you are the first.
Yeah,
true.
you are the first.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my newsletter interview, but we'll see. No, I'm joking. I don't care. But
Too late. I'm gonna bring it up to Jen next week.
No, she already. No, it's fine. It's fine. I literally don't care. And then I'm working on a Steam release. I need to finish that. I have like a couple more hours of work, and I just haven't. Man, like doing a release for like Steam or like an actual thing, it's really annoying. There's just so much shit you need to do. That's not game design, but whatever.
How has Laser Bounce done on Android for you against how it did on Dreams? Was there a significant difference in plays, or like how?
Well,
how
I mean, of course, like so. Basically, it did slightly better than I expected. I honestly expected all the people I advertised to get it, and then it just no one gets it from there. Like no organic people picking it up. You know what I mean? Like non-Dreams people. I have had some non-Dreams downloads though, which is more than I expected. Which I expected 0, frankly. Yeah. But
is it free or are you making a profit?
It's free, and then you can get rid of ads for. You should know this. What the hell? You could get rid of ads for $2.
I played the free version. I didn't.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, so you can pay to get rid of ads, but it's free. And then the Steam version, I'm going to charge $2 for. I'm realizing now I should have just posted it on itch.io for free. Steam is $100, but I get to say I posted a game on Steam, so there's that.
Is that the reason why it's not on the Apple Store, because there is a paywall to upload to their store? Or
no, I would put it on the Apple Store, but I have to buy a Mac, and I don't have an iPhone, so.
Wait, you have to buy a Mac to upload to the Apple Store
to even like make the program
the
or
development.
Whatever.
So it has to be written in Xcode, basically, in order for them to accept it.
Yeah. I like Godot can export to iPhones, but I'm pretty sure I need a Mac. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really even try because I'm pretty sure I need a Mac, but I don't know.
Well,
if anyone wants to look
into that's actually super pretentious of them, and it fits their market so well.
It's really stupid, but
it's their whole thing around having their own protective little environment on absolutely everything, so they can leverage every element of control, and it works for them. But then it leaves everyone else out in the cold.
It's no longer the case now after this lawsuit with Epic. So that's
they'll find a way. They'll find a way.
Yeah, they will.
They have enough money to find a way around. So now I'm gonna throw the curveball because everybody didn't want to fight. Nobody wanted to be the first to go for the stick, broken half with 2 sharp pointy edges. I'm gonna go MC Alchemist. What's up, my dude? How you doing?
Doing great. I released some gameplay today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, literally like an hour ago. I've been working on a game. It's like a top-down sort of JRPG inspired.
I did not see it. I was too busy checking settings, but I'll be on it as soon as we're done.
Is this the same game where you've pretty much mastered logic on?
No.
When he made that statement, he was talking about the tactics.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah,
one
no,
that he
yeah.
had been working on.
Yeah, I'm mixing your games up
Down
now.
and gone.
Too much
Waiting
talent.
for multiplayer to actually do stuff with that again.
All right, all right.
So, yeah.
That's you're so calm.
I mean,
Yeah, I just
and then
released
do a
stuff.
Ghost Train this weekend.
But RPG game, you got my
So,
attention.
I wanna contribute to that, even though we're not allowed to use the word deadline anymore. So due dates for the Ghost Train.
Date.
Yeah, any due date. Oh wait, yeah, that trips me up.
Yeah, that was quite the tangent yesterday, but hey, it was a learning experience. I'll say that much. So I guess, do you still have the same feelings that you have about dreams? As I remember seeing you post a few things when we were talking about like money within dreams, and you saying that you're moving away from more like the capitalist mindset of thinking. So like,
Not a big capitalism guy.
well, I don't think a
that
lot of
definitely
people are,
colors
but
my thoughts and,
yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we'll start that argument. It's at some point during this. We'll start the monetization argument.
Oh no, we've had that argument way too much.
I don't know. People
but
still feel
now
like
we have
they
12
gotta,
people here. So.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been talking about exportation and monetization like for the last month, and at some point it has to stop.
It'll stop once they bring it into the game. But well, actually, that's not true at all. That's not true at all. It'll actually get 10 times worse.
Also, yeah.
All right. Well, before we get into all that, we're gonna go ahead. Notre Dame, what's going on, man? What you been up to?
Looking at it. I've been on podcasts and living life, and actually this is the only podcast I've been on, but I'm living. I'm enjoying things. I also just bought a house, so I moved and I had some time away from Dreams. Helped out with Dreams Fest, so that was a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm getting started on a new project, which people have seen, some people haven't, but
what is it?
It's going to be pretty fun. Pet raising sim, kind of like inspired by Digimon, Pokemon, that kind of thing.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it's in the works.
Were you posting about that? Because I feel like I saw something about that.
May have seen on stream. I've been working a little bit on stream. Piece of Craft had it on his stream the other day. He was doing some animations.
Awesome.
Pretty cool. We got an awesome team. Some of them are here right now. So, yeah.
Word. Yeah. Cool. How are you enjoying the new house? And what does it feel like to buy a new house using Dreams? No, sorry.
I was confused. Yeah, I was really confused. I do like the new house. My dog is enjoying it just as much because he's got more room to run. But yeah.
All right. Fantastic. Everybody's getting new houses. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Just like Acer had his whole walkthrough the other day. That was awesome. I do expect you to get your wife that intercom system, by the way, so that she can bark orders at you in your office from her office.
I can just drill a hole right through that wall and then
no,
or like a window or something.
That's not the same. It needs to be an intercom
right there.
Yeah, but it needs to be an intercom system. It has to be for the effect. But anyway, all right, and now on to Freaky. Getting freaky. What's going on? What you been up to?
It's been a quiet year for me. I've been on a freaking journey this past year. Good and bad. As you'll see, I'm in different surroundings to the last time we spoke. I'm embarking on a new part of my life solo. I've moved to the middle of nowhere, so I'm living kind of my best life. And yeah, it's living the dream, as they say. Absolutely. Yeah, it's an adventure. I'm working a heck of a lot, but I've got a couple of big promotions this year, so that's good. And I'm still managing to do the weekly streams as well. Quick shout out to several familiar faces who've jumped into a few of those recently. That's always a good laugh. And we're looking to the next year and what that means for Dreams, and specifically for what we can do within the 30 minutes that we do. And I think one of the things that I'm conscious of and cognizant of is that for the majority of what we do, it's all about either sculpting or painting. And that's the core of the 30-minute challenge. And so I'm kind of starting to wonder, okay, how do we start bringing or challenging people to experiment with animation or with logic or doing more with the audio side of things within the 30-minute challenge or the weekly challenge remit, without kind of making it impenetrable. So playing about with a couple ideas with that at the moment. I still am doing my full, involved in a million different projects as well as my own. I was in the sidelines on Dreams Fest, kind of cheering from the sides and helping where I could. And I've got a few other projects that I've been involved in along the way as well. And there's some cool stuff that we're working on at the moment. So yeah, it's all fun. It's going well. I'm in a better place than I was 12 months ago, put it that way. And I will say, I've been a huge proponent of kind of mental health is health. I have pretty serious depression and anxiety. And it's not overstating it to say that the Dreams community writ large and very specific individuals at a more micro level have got me through it. And that's just unthinkable. Had I been in the scenario that I was in kind of a year ago without the Dreams community, even within the pandemic and everything else going on, I dread to think. So it's a powerful thing, this community, and I think that's one of the very best things that Dreams has given me. One is it's a creative outlet, and two is it's this incredible community of people, and it's the I need to stop saying that or I'll lose the meaning of the word, but it's the group of people that make Dreams, and you can see that by the passion that everyone shares. Looking through these comments, there's on all of the Media Molecule streams, on all of your streams, on all of ASOS streams, for the most part, it's one of two formats. It's either in jokes because they're repeat people, or alternatively, it's people who are just being awesome and really enthused about whatever it is they're doing. And I think that's the real power for me. Sorry, that kind of got a bit deep and meaningful. That sorry, everybody. Let's raise the tone again. Poo.
No, we don't apologize for such things.
Yeah, very good.
That's the important stuff.
I think
it is
community, especially, but then the outlet for your creativity. I mean, what that does for somebody that's, especially in the pandemic times. I mean, I can attest to it. That gives you a lot of peace of mind, a way to what's going on in your life. So yeah, that's awesome to hear that's worked out for a lot of people, not just Ricky and myself. So
yeah, and I mean,
definitely been a common theme.
Just the idea of, what you're speaking about now is kind of like the first. I wanted to make a small game. Of course, it's not going to be small by the time it's done. But when MM over the pandemic did that challenge where it was like create a recipe for something, for some reason my mind went to, how about a recipe for depression? And, and that was my first thought. And I happened to be in a stream with Lee's. And we decided to make that game. So we're actually working on a recipe for depression, as like probably will be the first thing that I really release out into the Dreamiverse. But it deals with a lot of what you just spoke about, and everybody's mental health over the last year and a half, and like this new world that we're really being born into. And yeah, just as kind of the situation helped Dreams in a way, like it kind of put people in a place where you can't do anything but express how you're feeling, and that's basically Dreams' first like initial crowd. So like I mean, I think it's the perfect place to tell that story and hopefully pull it off. But yeah, that's very important. No need to apologize for it. We are human, and it's real out here. Shit's rough. So
I think one of the biggest things for me is that within the community, there's no, you're free to kind of explore whatever topic you want to within reason. So on the weekly challenge, we had a Pride Week, for example, and that was genuinely incredible. And some of the entries from that were really, really powerful. I've spoken openly about mental health, and we've done some things on mental health on the stream, and it's been really awesome just to be able to see everyone kind of just getting stuck in and going, yeah, okay, let's think about this, let's talk about that. And you think I would love to hear, quite genuinely, but I challenge you guys, is there any other game within our universe that would have that sort of capacity within the community without it descending into kind of lol or whatever the case may be? I don't think there is.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I think
Anyway,
it's just
I'm
like
done.
the type of person Dreams attracts. It's like creative, nice people. It's pretty wholesome. I don't know. Surely there are like disagreements and all that stuff.
I disagree, actually.
Twitter brings
No,
that.
I disagree. No, you're completely right.
There disagreement, but yeah, I mean,
you're completely right.
Twitter brings that out, sort of, but like on the whole, I feel
that's true.
It's pretty nice place.
I mean, I think that's why Dreams pretty much works the way it does, and the reason why all the community-driven stuff works and the jams that Media Molecule does works is purely because of the type of people that play Dreams just sucks into that immediately, because it's a type of thing that they was looking for prior anyway, is for that whole community-driven aspect of, a culmination of creative people. And Dreams just has a way of finding people like that, or people finding Dreams in that matter. And so when all the community does like what we do with the show and what Freaky does with the weekly jams and things, it just literally plays into the whole part of what Dreams is, and it just feeds into the community even more.
And it's great because, I mean, before I used to be the mindset of I am going to do my PS4 to play, not to socialize, not to talk to anybody. And so when I got into Dreams, I never thought of being part of any community. It was like, okay, I'm gonna create a game, I'm gonna have fun with that. And the next thing I know, I'm looking for groups to join in to talk about Dreams, and it's something that I never thought of. So that is amazing. Yeah.
I mean, just for the community aspect of Dreams alone, though, I have never seen a game able to create a community like this, where we're able to sit and do a show about it and invite, 15 people to sit and talk about Dreams on an episode. Like, to think that has come from a game is really incredible to me, with 99% of gaming communities being complete and utter toxic rubbish. The fact that this is actually able to exist and coexist with everybody on the same level and not having the toxicity all the time, it's a one in a million kind of thing. And even if you don't like Dreams, like, there's people that I know that are not fond of Dreams and they don't think it's what everyone thinks it is, but they still see the community side of it as something that is so shocking to say, like, all of these streamers and all of these people are just all on the same thing, and the fact that there is no toxicity and everybody just gets along is just incredible. And that's coming from people outside of the Dreamiverse that don't even play Dreams. It's the community side of it that is absolutely inspiring.
I've said before, and I still believe that the reason that Dreams is so welcoming and that people are so accepting is because it takes a lot of patience to get good at Dreams, right? You can't just hop in and I don't know what happened, but you can't just hop in and be toxic and be terrible and be this bad person in the Dreams community, because those people are going to get bored and frustrated quick and just hop right out.
I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen a couple of people in the the Facebook groups before I came to Twitter. There was a bunch of people that joined in there and started, like, making fun of people and the creations that they made, telling them that they were shit and it would never be nothing, and nobody responded to it. Everybody just left them be, because, like, that's not what we're here for, and we don't care what you have to say about it. And they just disappeared within a couple of days because they wasn't getting the reaction that they wanted, because I think it's probably just because of the age group, because we're not children, and we don't respond to childish behavior, and they just left. And it was just so nice just to see, like, yeah, you don't get what you want. Like, this isn't that type of community, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and on the free the points brought up by Freaky as far as mental health, like, because we had brought up the Dreams for Kids idea, and we have sent our proposals and everything out to who we need to speak with to try to get that going. But in the meantime, like I've been working with my roommate who deals with at-risk youths and people suffering from addiction. And we've been slowly getting people into dreams as an outlet and as a creative path choice to keep them busy towards what they want to do with their life. And so, you know, that's just been on the side, and it's been interesting getting feedback from them as far as their journey into dreams. So it's endless application for like, I don't think there's a person on the planet that shouldn't have dreams, and definitely no child that shouldn't have dreams in their hands right now.
Man, dreams should be used, like, honestly, it should be in like the schools. Like they should use that for not even just specifically for art like class, just for like kids in general, you know, just anyone in general.
Yeah. So from there, we are finally about to round. Well, we're gonna round out from outside of who was here yesterday. Magma, are you back? You good?
I guess so.
Awesome.
I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. So, what have you been up to? Because I feel like you haven't been streaming as much lately.
Yeah, a lot of real life
to move
stuff.
your character as you talk, because it needs some animation. It's going to be brilliant. Just start moving him around.
I think I can't, because otherwise, otherwise my computer will get another blue screen, I guess.
Yeah, he's already had the PC problems. Let's just let him be for right now.
So my computer turned off right before, so that's why I was gone.
We'll
I got a blue screen. But anyway, So I had actually less time for dreams lately. That's why I wasn't streaming that often. But I am trying to come back, like Azert. Like, dreams is just awesome. You can't live without it, in my opinion. And at the moment I'm working on the Mega Penguin thing I'm doing, and the Ghost Drain. I know the due time is I was about to say deadline, but the due time is on Sunday, so I don't have much time left, and I am not sure if I can do that right in time. But I'm working on it. So
okay.
That's what I'm doing.
All right. Well, if I noticed that you're not around as much, you are missed. So I hope everything straightens out and you get more time, and maybe you and Acert can form together, reinvigorate each other's love and passion for dreams. And
I am fully invigorated. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Just
he's confident over here. He's confident.
Yeah.
Yo, I have a new setup. It is like, it's nice.
Nothing. I mean, for real, because I've been having trouble with the setup myself, because I don't get to get my new house until like next year, basically. But
you don't need a house to get new monitors.
No, but see, monitors aren't my issue. It's the fact that my current room is like too small for my mind grapes. And so I started to get frustrated in how I was like trying to one, I don't like playing on my PC monitors. Like I can't. I like my TV for that, which my TV is right here. And so
if you sit close enough, it's like a TV.
If you sit close enough, it is like a TV, and you can also throw up down your shirt. So I just
that sounds like a you problem.
It is. Hey, all of this I'm talking about right now is a me problem. It's just some people aren't as picky as me, but like when I do, like the room isn't conducive to like my creativity. There's not enough feng shui in here, and lately, because I normally I change my room around like probably like 6 times a year. That's usually how I work.
Oh, wow.
And because I'll just be like, no, this is better if it's this way. And anyway, point is I can't do that, because where I'm currently, it's just everything is where it has to be. And it's starting to grate on me. And so when I sit down to try to start creating, and I'll move back, and, I'm a big boy. So, I'm moving around, and I bump something, and I'm like, fuck, I start getting a little angry, and I'm trying to shift into where I need to be. It doesn't work out. That's all I'm saying. What you mean. Yeah. So, it's that's been my biggest problem in dreams. as of recently. It's been just me trying to get comfy and feel like I'm in the right mind state to dream. Like I've done little things here and there. For those who keep an eye on our Discord, I actually streamed me sculpting yesterday on the sneak. I was just in the voice channel, just going, and sure enough. Luckily, I wasn't working on anything Dino related, but sure enough, Jammy thought I was leaking out stuff. So Jammy came swooping by with his corpo cape, and he was like, "Hey, what you working on?"
I was just there, just tightening up the tie, you know, fixing the glasses. Like, but what's this? Is that anything? Is that anything, Dino? You're working on over there, and you're streaming publicly to the whole Discord? Oh, it's all right. It's fine.
Just my. That was my relaxation, doing it for fun, relieving stress. Bot. However, it probably should be in Dino, but it's definitely not now because one person saw it. One person other than him saw it, but yeah. So. I guess, I don't know, everybody seems so currently, I guess, at peace. And I'm loving that. I'm feeling that energy. I'm feeling that. Yeah. So now it's time to argue about something. Does anybody...
Multiplayer?
Multiplayer. Let's hit all the
monetization. Monetization. The PC version of Dreams. A PC version of Dreams.
The PC
I'm done.
version.
My work here is done.
He's just talking about real things.
I'd love to talk about that, actually.
Maybe?
Oh my
That's awesome.
Wow.
Amazing. That immediately just created a cacophony of that was beautiful.
Oh, it sounds oh my god, it's happening again.
Sorry, I just gotta say I gotta drop off the show. I gotta go back to work. So
all right, you have a good
one. Here. I'm gonna try to. Yeah, no, definitely. Thanks you for having me. I'm gonna try to be in the chat at least, but hope to be around another show. So
fantastic, man. Thank you for joining us.
Cheers.
All right. Bye, guys.
Okay, well, I did see someone, Andy Mation. There you go. Andy Mation said YouTube versus Twitch. Oh. Where do you feel is the best place for Dreams in streaming it? And I do think this is a pretty valid thing, honestly. It might have been
it's a very good question, actually.
I'd say Twitch, honestly, is better for streaming.
I think Twitch, the communities are more involved. I think
also because Dreams has Twitch integration, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
you can see
Dreams
the Twitch
Buddy.
channel and the Dreams account and stuff like that.
It has a dedicated Dreams channel or Dreams
in a way.
Yeah. If you're looking for Dreams, you can just go to it and see Dream stuff. With YouTube, you have to search.
Yeah.
The algorithm has to show it to you.
I would say that there's a place for Dreams to be streamed on both, right? Because it's just more exposure for Dreams. Because there are some people that exclusively use YouTube.
Yeah, well, if you could do both, then definitely. But Twitch doesn't really allow that.
Not you as not each individual should do both.
Oh,
I
I
think some people should just do this. Some people should do that. Sprinkle them out everywhere. Because until I joined Dreams, I never ever touched Twitch. I didn't know. I mean, I knew it existed, but I didn't know what it was about.
Same.
And I was watching YouTube videos trying to figure out about Dreams, and I was watching Elka, Acert, Tap, Jimmy Jules, and I seen Acert talk about, I stream over on Twitch. So then I'm like, well, I want to learn more about Dreams. I want to figure out about what this guy's doing. Next thing I know, I'm on Twitch. I'm streaming. I find all these other streamers, Magma, Piece of Craft, everybody. There's so many. And I would say, if you do want to stream, Twitch is the way to go. I mean, only because Acert's been streaming from YouTube, if you guys aren't aware. And I like to watch Acert streams, and he streams at a good time for me because it's the evening. And I've actually missed a few of them because I don't see YouTube notifications like I see Twitch. Yeah.
I think with Twitch, where you can actually just click on the Dreams logo, like where when you follow the different types of games on Twitch, that's where it comes in a lot easily and more accessible to watch streams because you literally just click on the Dreams logo and then everybody that's streaming Dreams pops up. And with it being such a minimal amount compared to the majority of popular games that everybody plays, you just get a really nice consistent menu of streamers, and it makes it so much easier just to choose who you want to watch at the time.
Yep.
See, I feel like it's like the choice for comfort is obviously Twitch because of all those reasons. But I wonder if it's actually better. And I'd have to talk to someone who has done both, which Acer, you've been doing it recently. Like,
yes.
Is there something about YouTube that made you start
doing
YouTube?
That's a great question. Just for full disclosure, I've done 4 streams on YouTube, I think, and I've done 2 years of Twitch. So still giving it some time. But Twitch, if you're only streaming, there's literally no reason to go on YouTube unless you're multi-streaming. Like, no one's going to watch you. Literally no one's going to be able to find you if you're only streaming on YouTube, unless you have a big audience. But why would you have a big audience if you're only streaming? It doesn't really make sense. On Twitch, people can find you. I always say Twitch has horrible discoverability, but ironically, Twitch has better discoverability for Dreams because there's not that many people streaming it, so people are going to find you. I think I'm trying YouTube out. I have my YouTube channel outpaced my Twitch channel in like half the time. So I'm trying to stream on YouTube because I feel like growing my Twitch channel isn't really, it's helping my YouTube, but like if I just stream on YouTube, wouldn't that help the YouTube channel more? So I don't know. We'll see.
I feel for people like yourself, Asa, that makes like YouTube videos, like tutorials
Right.
and things, where you actually make YouTube content, then it makes sense to actually stream there as well, because that's where your audience is going anyway for that type of content.
Yep,
But
that's
I
what I'm
think
thinking. Exactly.
for people that just stream exclusively and don't make content, then Twitch is definitely the place to go, because that discoverability is there to just click on it and find it. But yeah, if you're a content creator, then specifically for Dreams as well, then I would say YouTube is probably your best bet, because that's where the people are going in the first place to watch your stuff.
I feel
Yep,
like
we'll see.
YouTube is,
I think both is good.
for me, it's YouTube is almost exclusively VOD and learning and researching stuff I need to learn to get on with my projects. And there's Twitch, where I kick in with the community or just have it in the background, lurking while working. And
I would agree with that. I think, for tutorials and how-to guides and logic legends like Asa, YouTube will always and forever be my go-to. But for getting involved with a community in real time, Twitch will always be my go-to.
All right.
I say always.
And I think like if you're looking for growth, I just don't know how much growth you're gonna get. I mean, I think there's like a peak right now for the Dreams community is how big of a streamer or content creator you can be, because the community is only so big. Right? Yep. I mean, Elka found a way by going outside the box by bringing in another IP, right? He's been able to do it and cover all the bases, right? Which most people aren't able to do, where he's allowed to do it. But for somebody else, or for any of us, I mean, like Keld's a really great example. I think Keld's the dream streamer, right? Like he's been around the longest, everyone knows him, and I think as far as growth, that's about as good as you're gonna get. Dreams right now, and
there's a ceiling. There's definitely a ceiling for just Dreams, 100%. I'm trying to pivot into more game dev eventually, which there's a shitload of viewers, or like potential there. But yeah, Dreams. I mean, if you're gonna just stick with Dreams on Twitch, you're completely dependent on how many people are in that community.
Yeah, there's definitely a cap when it comes to Dreams, but ultimately I think it shouldn't be about how many people you can get to watch and view count and stuff. It should definitely just be about providing content for other dreamers, like providing entertainment, or even just streaming so that they can see your technique and hopefully they can learn something, because obviously we're still in that growing stage of Dreams, and hopefully eventually Dreams becomes so popular to the point where you can use it as a legitimate business tool, like to stream and monetize your streams to earn money because the viewership is there.
Right.
But yeah, I think right now that if you stream Dreams, it should be purely for exposure to Dreams itself, to get more people into it and to educate the community further.
Yeah, I would second that. I think from my point of view, very briefly, I think that the key question to ask is, why are you doing it? I stream it because I love it and I love interacting with the community, and I think that every single one of them are absolute legends. That's why I do it, because it's the community side of it. I don't do it to monetize. If I was doing it and with a mindset of I want to monetize this, to be blunt, I wouldn't have done Dreams. I would have done something else.
Yeah,
That's what it boils down to for me.
It's just common sense because the audience isn't there to monetize it enough. So, and if you're looking at monetizing Dreams, then you're doing Dreams wrong, in my opinion. In the first place, it's Ghost Stream Call of Duty or something where there's 100 million people watching that rubbish. You can go there. But yeah.
But I think the people that are doing the things that Acer, Tap Giles, and Oka are doing with Dreams, they're setting themselves up for if Dreams does blow up, if it does take that next step.
Then you're golden.
Because then it's you're already there. You're established. You're ready to go. You've already got a big chunk of the community that exists. So let's keep our fingers crossed that happens and that Dreams is just there's 1,000 Dream streamers and some people are all the way at the bottom and you got Keld and Acert and Elka at the top, or Piece of Craft and Freaky and the people that have been doing it for a long time, because they've accrued the audience and they're well known in the community.
Yeah.
The question is, what are we going to do before that? And how long is that going to take? So we can't just keep waiting,
Just do it out of love. Just do it out of love.
Love doesn't pay the rent, and love doesn't get me out of a job that I don't like.
Oh well, yeah, that's for damn sure.
That's a conversation. Jeez.
I've go ahead.
If that's why you're doing Dreams, whew.
No, that's.
That's not why I'm doing Dreams. I'm using personally. I'm using Dreams as a way to develop my game dev skills, and ideally, the dream is to use game dev in general, not just Dreams. The what you use doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. But I just want to make games. That's where I'm at. But
let me jump in here because I'm noticing that that Char is trying to get in, but he's so calm that nobody can hear it. So I'm trying to give him a chance. Get in here.
I don't know. That's kind of why I would advocate for like some sort of ability where people are able to make an income or a living out of using Dreams. Cause like for me personally, I can't do any other job besides art. Honestly, like just the amount of like misery and effects that would do to my mental health if I was just to get a job at like a payphone or like an accountant. It just wouldn't work for me. I would just be miserable. I'd be like, what was the point of like going through school and stuff like that? But so Dreams really needs to be this, at least give this opportunity for people to make a living off of it, just simply because people work hard on this thing. A lot of people who, even if they're just doing it for love or for passion, they work so hard at this.
Let me ask people though, like, if you feel like you need to monetize as soon as possible, then why not work on a game? Because almost everything else can be actually exported at this point. And it's one of the main reasons. Well, now I always wanted to do short films, whatever, animations. So that was like my whole reason for coming in. And I still push for exportation to be a thing, even though I feel like it doesn't necessarily affect me. But if it is something that you're looking at, I have to ask, like, there is a way for you to kind of fast track it right now, and it's not the game portion. It's the storytelling. It's the animation side. It's the like short film side. Like I wanted to ask Bivson, because he's also been quiet, but I wanted to ask Bivson, did you put Snowball into a film festival yet?
Well, I think I tried to do something once, but they got a bunch of submissions, and the Snowball got sort of hidden in the pile, I guess.
Well, keep trying, bro. Keep trying. Don't forget about it.
That's the thing. Like,
submit every single one.
You should. No one outside of Dreams gives a shit if it's made in Dreams. Like, no one. Yeah, it has to be good on its own 100%. Merit. And I think it is. But it's tough. Like
as someone who
everyone's
goes
like, "Oh my god, that's so good for something made in dreams," and it's just like, thanks.
That's
and
why. That's why I say to do it, because I'm familiar with film festivals. I know what shows up in those things. It belongs there. So you don't even have to say, like, when you do their whole, because every one of them has their little talk with the director, blah, 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 afterwards to make it feel bigger than it is. Like, even though some of them are huge, but still bigger than it is. It's not the Oscars, which is what they all wish they were. But, like, if you get to that point, then you can say, yeah, it's made in dreams. But in my opinion, off of seeing what gets put in those things and what you produced, don't stop. Put it everywhere, because someone's going to pick it up because it is fucking good. It is making me curse on this podcast. Oh, wow. So it is good.
Are we not allowed to curse?
No, it's not that we're not allowed to curse. I let people do whatever they want, but me personally, I can just turn into like an amalgam of 20 sailors and just get really vulgar. So I try to pull it back a little bit. But yeah, but what do you guys say to that? The ones of you who are like, yeah, well, the dreams don't pay the bills, like, have you thought about switching it up into something that you can actually monetize outside of dreams?
I feel like most people are following the passion at this point rather than if you really want to make a game, you're gonna make a game. Like you're not trying to make something to make money, I guess, because it's probably not gonna get done if that's your motivation.
Yeah, I agree.
You actually have to be like super passionate, and like with Bivson's work, you can really tell like that he's passionate and talented.
Yep,
it just shows.
Yeah, I think if you're making something purely for the benefit that you're going to receive from it, then the creativity that you're going to create with it is not going to be the same as if it was a passion project. Like if you're into gaming and you want to make a game and that's all you ever wanted to do, but instead you make a short film because you can export that, you're going to see a huge difference in quality in the work because your heart is not in the right place with it.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna put it into terms like everybody tries to put it to me, and it pisses me off. So if somebody's like, "Dude, shut up," I'll take it. Okay. So my brother has this theory. Okay. And it's more of he says it's a theory, or he says it's his way of thinking about just his opinion, but he states it as if it's fact. You know, that stuff. So basically, oh no. We lost
he's in the chat. He had to go. He said he'll try to come back as soon as possible.
Okay. So, my brother's opinion is that if you want to make a movie, you have no excuse not to make a movie because of all the ways that there are now for you to make a movie, which falls into that thing I've brought up before of if you want to do it, just do it, which always makes me want to scream because I'm like, guys, it's not that simple, or more people would be doing it. But I do agree with my brother to an extent. But the thing he always says to me is, don't make the movie you want to make the movie you can make.
I would agree with that.
Start small,
okay.
Sure.
Okay. So when you say this thing, and that's the thing, I still take umbrage with that. But bringing that idea into this topic that we're on, you may want to make a game. Does your game have a story? If your game has a story, make a precursor. That's not a game. That way you have something to pitch. You have pitch material. We're going to get more into this in a probably about 2.5 weeks on this podcast, but like basically then make your pitch material that can be folded back into that game, but you have something immediately that you can pitch and something you could actually use to get funding when you do start the game. Because I mean, I didn't think this was a thing, but it was brought up yesterday where people are like doing Patreon just for like stuff that won't be released outside of Dreams, and apparently it's working. I haven't seen it, but it was brought up. So
I haven't seen anything that's being Patreoned that is exclusively being released in Dreams.
You mean Patreon or Kickstarter?
No, Patreon.
Kickstarter.
Patreon. Wow. Okay.
I'm talking about Patreon. Like Kickstarter, we all know what's being kickstarted right now. But no, like somebody when we were talking yesterday said it, and I was like, "Wait, what?" Like we didn't go into it because the conversation just kept running. But I was like, "Wait, that's a thing? People doing that?" And I mean, if someone knows somebody, please step forward. But I didn't know that was a thing. But yeah, it's just like, what do you think about the idea? What do you think about the idea of like, yeah, you may not be passionate about not making your game, but you might be passionate about the story you plan on telling with that game. And if so, work on the story then. And once again, that becomes something you can bring outside of Dreams. And it'll help you, I would think, help you in the long run, getting more interest in your game when you make it.
Well, I think that's a bit of overthinking it. I mean, if you want to do a specific game and just try to go on Dreams, if that's your jam, and try to make the best you can on Dreams, or that resembles your vision. At least that's what I'm kind of doing. And if you pitch that and that garners interest, you can think about finding an audience or some other form of monetization to get serious with it and port it to another engine or sell it to somebody.
Yeah, I'm talking about more along the lines of the people that are like, I need to monetize now, and Dreams doesn't allow me to do that.
Well,
if you're just making to make it, and your passion, and that's it. Hey, I got nothing to say to you. Get it on. Do it.
Are there people that are like that? They're playing Dreams and they're like, I need to monetize this. Like, why? Are you sure? Do those people exist?
They do. I say that.
Why are they still playing Dreams?
See, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, like, what they're thinking per se, but at the same time, it's like they got to it before everybody else. Well, everybody else, but everybody's getting to their point. That's why people keep talking about expectation. That's why people keep bringing it up. But
why want to monetize it? But
yeah,
I think it ultimately comes down what you're saying by choosing a movie over a game because you can make a movie in Dreams that purely comes down to whether or not the game that you want to make is narratively driven. Because if it isn't, then
I said that
it doesn't. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if your game is narratively driven, then yeah, you do have the option to turn it into a short film. But
I want to see the story to Laser Bounce personally. Like, I want to know. I'm sure
I do too. Same. I'm right there with you. Let me know. Let me know when you figure that one out.
If you want to make quick fix games like Laser Bounce, then obviously that's not an option. So.
I mean, so like I can port it. I can port it. So like, you know.
I think if we want Dreams to be profitable to us as individuals, or we want the Dreams community to grow, or if we want to have Dreams be a platform that draws a lot of people in, that we can have viewers on our channels and a lot more than what we do now, to have it be a bigger community, I think we just have to make great content. I think it's up to us as creators to make Dreams better. And if we're sitting around waiting for Dreams to get better, it's not going to happen. Like, we've got to do that as the people that are passionate about the platform, passionate about what we're making, passionate about seeing it grow. And I realized that Mega Penguin released, and I was pretty critical with it when it first came out, because I'd heard all this hype of things that were coming, and they were hyping something up with these pebble doors. They announced Mega Penguin, and I was like, so this is what they're doing. And we didn't know about the 2.32 update coming out and all the new in the works features, and I was just like, what are they doing with Dreams? Like, where do they plan to take this? And then I started to think, like, if we want it to grow, if we want it to last, if we want it to be profitable, if we want it to have that potential, maybe not for us, but for people down the road even, and we've got to make it great.
And I agree with that to an extent, but I will also say there are things that can be done that we can't do for it that would also kind of help the process. So
3D printing, exporting, all those things.
Well, hold on.
But
hiring real studios. So they have Tren and the Bat thing, the dungeon thing.
Yeah,
I think they should pay some small studios to like actually make. Okay, I don't want to say actually make nice games. People are making nice games. Studio made games. You know what I mean? Like studio made. Let's say.
With experience.
That would be advertising.
Just winging it, right?
I mean,
Tren and Bat game are great, but like get like times 10. You know,
Tren and Bat game.
I'm sorry. What is it? What's it called? What's it called?
Ancient Danger.
Ancient. Okay.
You just sound so
I don't play dreams. I just make games.
Trin and Flap Flap, whatever that shit is.
Flappy Bird.
Flap.
Obviously, Tren is a better name.
I think that would be good for players, but not for creators, to be honest.
You think what? Sorry?
I think it would be good for players, but not for creators, because it frustrates creators if they see AAA games in Dreams, I think. So they don't...
I think it would only frustrate them if the AAA people could monetize and we couldn't. Then I'd be a little bit frustrated. But otherwise,
I think
which actually might be
there
the
would
case.
be AAA games in Dreams. They would
what I mean, not
market
literally
market
AAA,
them way better than other creations. They have to, I guess.
I mean,
at the same time, though,
Yes,
it
they
would
should.
be great. It would be great for creators at the same time, though, because if we have these AAA studios come in to create content exclusively in Dreams, then that's going to push the player base all the way up, and then that just means that everybody else that creates stuff has a bigger audience for them to play their games, and ultimately that's the goal. You know, if we have 1 million currently active users on Dreams, let's just say the player base is 3 million, and we have 1 million active users every day that play Dreams. There is really no need for exportation, because you have a huge player base that are going to play your games, providing, obviously, if there is a monetization model within Dreams to be able to earn some kind of money off of it, then exportation is something that we just no longer need. It's purely down to having the numbers within Dreams in the first place and a monetization model embedded into it, and that will solve every problem. So ultimately, right now, the issue is we need more players, because there is a cap on the amount of people that are going to play your product on Dreams, because there is only so many people using it right now. So I think, obviously, Media Molecule know this. They're not stupid. They've got professionals working for them. They have analysts that know all this stuff. And ultimately, right now, Dreams is purely a creation platform for creators, because we need the content on Dreams for the players to play. And I think within the next couple of years, once we have some amazing content all added, and that's when they're going to really push the whole player side of things with the marketing aspect. And then from there, if the player numbers come up, then I really do think that there will be some type of monetization model embedded into Dreams if exportation is not going to be possible.
That's the dream. Sorry.
Pun intended.
Yeah. No, but for that, right now the replayability is not there, in my opinion. Of course, there are games that are replayable, but players want to have something to come back to, and without multiplayer, multiplayer, it's infinite replayability because you play with other people. It's fun. It's more fun, in my opinion. I don't think this is just my opinion, though. I think it's like playing with other people. It's just like more fun for longer. Like all these like Call of Duty and Fortnite and shit. These aren't solo. These aren't single player games. People play these like every single day. League of Legends, like that shit. Like single player games. There are some single player games that are like people put like thousands of hours into, but I don't know. I think for players to really like play Dreams and stay with Dreams, we need multiplayer, in my opinion. Or they can just spend millions of dollars making really nice single player games from like hiring other studios. But
not only that, though, but multiplayer really plays into Dreams' ethos, really. It's a super communicated, like everything's community driven. So the fact that the community can play together in the game is an absolute necessity, in my opinion.
I agree.
Like multiplayer is the one thing that Dreams absolutely needs 100% without a doubt. Anything else, if we get it, if we don't, that's fine.
Matter.
But multiplayer has to happen.
We
not
need
only
it now.
even
well, we're basically still in beta. honestly.
playing in Dreams, but I think creating together in multiplayer in Dreams will be that
game changing. Yeah,
mega
fun.
factor that will pull a lot of people in. That is just like the thing that made Minecraft great and that made
100%.
Fortnite great to an extent, because in Fortnite it's not only about that battle royale game anymore. There is a create mode in there where you meet with your friends and you create some shit with their stupid building blocks. That's limited as fuck, but if they had Dreams, and I think we would have an influx of young players that just are into creational gaming like that.
And we all want to share our stuff, so that's that plays into that as well. If we can share it live with someone else.
Exactly. And I think that is ultimately why multiplayer has taken so long. I think if it was purely just multiplayer from adding it into your content so that people can play together, I think multiplayer would come out a lot sooner. I think it's the fact that they want to be able to add this ability for creators to join together in one session, in one scene, and collaborate on a project live. I think that's where the limit, like, where they see the limitations and the issues with actually bringing this out.
We don't know.
Like,
I mean,
rebuild a whole lot of their code base to make multiplayer work.
Right.
Which is why
Like
it's
we
taking
just
so
don't
long.
know. We don't know
just,
how hard it
can't
is. Like
we can't appreciate how many lines of code they have to rewrite to make.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy.
I mean, Alex Evans said it was built with multiplayer in mind. I think they laid a good base, but I probably think, despite other people complaining about, doing VR first was probably the easier thing to do than multiplayer.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and those production timelines were determined years and years. So
I think back on
everything goes on the fly.
Back on what Acer and Magma were talking about earlier about the AAA studio or just even like an indie studio coming in and making a game in Dreams. I actually disagree with Magma. I think that it would
Wait,
show
what?
a lot more people. Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy.
What did Magma say? Hold on, what did Magma say?
Okay, so Acer said it would be a good thing, and Magma said that creators would maybe be discouraged by it. And I think that it would be the opposite. You would see the potential, you would see how far Dreams can go, because
Right.
that's what excited me about Arch Dream, right? I mean, to me, Arch Dream was just a showcase of what Dreams could do. But I'm even more excited to see Tren and a Bat's Tale, because we're going to see Dreams push to another level, right? All these tools that we've been working with for so long, we're seeing the people that have created those tools, or people that are working hand in hand with the people that created those tools, come to full use, right? And to the point that Acer made earlier about not having anything to come back to. Multiplayer does make that really easy to do, but I see what you're doing with your RPG, and the same thing that I'm doing with the pet game is giving people a gameplay loop, something they can come back to and enjoy. And the people that see what Dreams needs have to be the ones to take that step to make that push for games like that. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah, making games that last more than a half hour is definitely possible. It's just I don't know, it takes longer.
Super time consuming.
The loop is too. Someone who's really good at that is Entropy. A lot of his games are like super replayable, and you can tell the loop is designed really well.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd like to also add this, besides the technicalities for whether or not, or how long it's taking for them to get multiplayer, it would just be so amazing. Like, how amazing would it be just to be able to create, like, be in creation mode along with like other like dreamers and like artists alongside you. Like, imagine just like, even like it just turns into like a studio, like 20 people.
It's like you're all there. Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be so incredible. It would just be.
It would be really
Dreams
cool.
would be so much more.
It's like a game in itself.
Yeah, it would. I think it would make Dreams more addicting, especially from the creative point of it. The fact that you can all sit in the one scene together and work in it. I think, like you just said, Ace, I think it would make it a game within a game. Like you just get addicted to working together in the scene because you can. I think it would bump up production even more on titles, and people just want to work even more because there is that interaction and it's live and everything's moving at the same time. It's just what Dreams needs to be. I mean, everybody can see it. It's the pinnacle of content creation.
A lot of times when I'm creating, okay,
go ahead.
Go on.
A lot of times when I'm creating, I'll hop into a Discord chat and just talk to people. Or today I was streaming and One Shot Scott just hung out with me and we were talking things over about things that we're both working on together. A lot of times I'll hop in a chat with Falco Rich and we'll work on some logic together. So I already see the potential for that group creation because it's a lot of fun. It adds to it. Now, when you're both in the same scene, that's going to open up so many doors for content creation as well, like for streamers. There's a streamer that I watch who does a lot of drawing streams. He's in the cartoon industry, and he brings in other people that are in that industry to draw with him. I would love to see people just get in and sculpt and throw things together really quickly, and just maybe a weekly show or something like that that was really just geared on bringing in different dreamers. So there's so many opportunities for content, for replayability when multiplayer comes. It's pretty exciting.
And imagine multiplayer with VR combined.
Yeah,
it's not getting too crazy.
Well, I mean,
the next VR chat.
Oh my.
Oh God. But
not only that though. Oh, sorry.
Well, I was gonna say like Peas and Tanks in chat was saying I would like to have local multiplayer as well, though the game industry in general has kind of ignored that. You want to play with your friends, don't see them in person. I just really wanted to point this out because I feel every type of way about this. I really, really hate the fact that they don't like. It seems that modern developers don't understand what people say when they say I want multiplayer most of the time. Like they take that to mean I want Destiny, like a local hub with like 50 people I don't know running around and doing whatever. Whereas it's like, and even you saw like not BioWare, friggin' Fallout 76. I've tried it. The developer. I can't.
Bethesda?
Yeah, there you go. You see Bethesda getting it completely wrong. And I don't get it. It's so weird to me. Like people said they wanted to play a Fallout game with their friend. That would mean like they want to play Fallout 4 but with their friend, not they want you to remake. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like co-op. That is. I mean, to be fair, at least back in my day, that was called multiplayer before the old internet came in. but yeah, like or local multiplayer. But like, I want to play Fallout 4 with a friend. I don't want to play open world empty space with a friend. It's like they can't. Yeah. It's like they don't understand.
I mean, you could.
And get those ratings.
Or 2 PlayStations, or you just need 2 setups. Then it works. Then you can do couch co-op.
Couch co-op on 2 different screens.
And I think that's the goal from the industry, because then they sell more. Isn't it? Yeah, I don't know.
See, but I mean, you get. I would feel like if that might be what they think, but I feel like even the predominant like thought in gaming isn't that thing. It's you do want more people buying it, but mostly you want the pressure of people who are enjoying your game making other people buy it. But if the enjoyment of your game comes down to them being able to play with their friends, but they can't, then you're immediately starting off from the wrong trajectory. Like you're not getting it right. And
couch co-op is easily overlooked though now, because with online and everything, that's where the money is. But we've seen huge success with couch co-op lately with the game It Takes Two. Like that was incredibly praised because of the couch co-op. It sort of come first full circle, and everybody was going on about it like it was a new thing, or I can sit and play this with my child together. It's amazing. Like, no, that's how it used to be. It's just that we've got so used to the internet and having these huge, massive servers that can host 300 people in one session that is now forgotten. So it would be great to see couch co-op come back. But to go back to the whole multiplayer thing of Dreams as well,
Yeah.
like, not only is it fantastic for content creators in the way that you can collaborate and everything in that retrospect, but I really do believe that multiplayer has the ability to put Dreams on the map, because all it takes is one game, one simple game like Among Us. You know, that's
Yeah.
super simple in the way that it's designed and its art style, super easy to pull off in Dreams. But look how popular it is. And if one of those games just gains enough attention of the big YouTubers and they start playing it, and then all of their followers say, "Oh, I want to play it. Where can I play it? Where can I play it?" And they're like, "It's only on Dreams because that's where it was made." That's it. That's all. That's
Yeah,
all it
you're
takes.
preaching
It's
to the
just
choir,
one
Jamie.
great multiplayer game that's got incredible
Yep.
replayability and streamability for entertainment purposes, and Dreams is going to be put on the map. That's all it
Oh,
takes.
and just so everyone knows, you can play co-op Dreams over SharePlay. And it's awesome. Noder and I actually played Dreams Tactics over SharePlay. And yeah, it's a little clunky, but it definitely works, and it's still a lot of fun.
It was
So,
fun.
and I have at least a handful of people like in real life that are waiting for multiplayer Dreams to like actually play it, because it doesn't really stick for them unless like we can actually play games at the same time. So I know a lot of people that are just waiting for that, and I'm sure basically everyone
agree.
else has a similar story.
Yeah. I think knows that this is their secret weapon with Dreams is multiplayer, and I think it's definitely a priority for them, but it's just such a headache to develop. I just
Yep.
can't imagine the conversations that they must have in that meeting room about how they're going to implement it and how it's going to work. It's just I feel sorry for them. I really do, because it's the one thing that everybody wants, and it's the hardest thing to probably put into Dreams.
Maybe they
Yeah, I
already
think
have it, and it's just too powerful. They're not, they're scared to share
They're
it
not
with the
can't
world.
release it.
There is a
Will
0%
explode
chance
it.
that's the
The
case.
other thing that I think games are missing, they make multiplayer, right? And we get these huge battle royale games and get great, single player storylines. But the co-op, like the actual co-op modes, are gone. I didn't really enjoy Borderlands that much, but I played the heck out of it because it was one of the few games that was a decent game that had co-op that you could play with your friends. And it doesn't necessarily have to be couch co-op. Just co-op in general is like dead. It doesn't really exist.
No.
No. There was something I wanted to bring up, but I just forgot it while he was talking. Dang it.
Sorry.
No. It's my brain. I'm constantly worried about the stream and everything. So I'm just, if whenever you see my camera, like whenever you see me do this, it's because I'm checking every readout, just trying to make sure that what happened yesterday for out of nowhere doesn't happen again. But, oh come on, what was it?
In that case, while we wait for Mighty, I'd like to bring up something. Like kind of the reason why, I think our community is just so like wholesome and just together, and just people are just rational and like work together. It's because it's mostly just like filled with basically artists or people with a creative like drive. And basically, can I just say like artists are basically different species. Who agrees on me on that? It's like we're kind of like outcasts of society almost, and we just we just like to get along, and just because we share such a big like passion for not just creating art but just like appreciating it most. And that really shows in this community, and it's really like because it's filled with that kind of mindset mostly. Like most of the people who are doing interactions, they're mostly people like us. It's why it just makes it like so great, I don't know.
So
Yeah, I feel like all of us really appreciate how much goes into art. And Mighty, you're gonna lose your question again.
Oh no, it's gone. I've given up. No, I just wanted to point out that there was a tip in chat that said the Acert hates art, and he did give a little snicker when you said artists are a different species. So I want to make sure that we get to that after you finish what you're saying, MC Alchemist.
No, it's like so we can appreciate how like difficult art is, like because almost anyone can make like a prototype for a game. They're like, oh, I have this like fun mechanic, but I have to make the whole game now. So it's you really appreciate how much goes into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think a bunch of people, because of this game, are really, if they didn't appreciate it, they're appreciating all of it more now. When they find out how hard some of this stuff is, some of the things that you may have had the preconceived notion that you were just going to jump in and be like, yeah, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to do this. And then you realize, oh, I'm going to have to figure out how to make that character ledge grab. I'm gonna have to figure out how to double jump. Yeah. And I mean, it is to certain people's stuff now, but you still got to know enough logic to make it actually work on yours. So it's like, yeah, it's there. I've seen people lose that. Like I don't want to. I can't remember the dude's name, so I'm not going to give him any shine. But like the dude who was getting mad at Tap trying to help him because he was like, Tap was trying to help this dude out, and we all know Tap is, like damn near the most helpful person in Dreams. And this dude was literally, he was literally complaining that. Oh, yes, this was Facebook. And this was the thing that actually, dude, no, I have not, I have,
that's why I stay away from Facebook.
I have not been back to Facebook since we last had you on MC Alchemist and you were like, delete Facebook. So I'm away from it. But this was before that happened. And I believe the last time I was explaining this was when you told me get off Facebook. And I've followed your lead. But yeah, it's just like, some people, and those people don't last long, as Jamie said, they come in and they hit that wall and they realize they just don't want it enough. And so they throw a fit and then they leave, it is what it is. But back to Acert not liking artists and not considering himself an artist. What was this, Acert? What's going on?
I did not say anything, but yeah, so it looks like Damon said, I hate art. That's false. I hate creating art because it is extremely stressful because I'm not good at it. That's why I like low poly art, actually. I think it looks kind of cool. And like I just move the little vertices around and it actually looks kind of good. Dreams doesn't have vertices, unfortunately, but you get the point.
It's incredibly hard.
Yeah.
Low poly is incredibly hard.
Oh, low poly? Yeah, no, but it's easy for me. Like I like it. I don't know. That's like
so you are good at art.
That's the style I like.
You are good.
Define art. Like
self-expression.
It depends, right? Like when people say like art in Dreams, they're thinking like these wonderful like scenes and these
that's what you're thinking.
Detailed.
That's what you're thinking.
That's and
you're bro. Yeah, and you're
monsters and
you're reflecting.
Art can also be ugly.
Yes. Oh, I know. I agree. So when.
You don't say.
Oh no, Acer, don't sigh.
Even if it's like art is so hard for you, I think like you can still be good at it and still hate like making it, But
it's hard to make art that's good enough for my bar, I guess. And it's so hard to just stop doing what I'm doing and say that's good enough and move on. And I'm just always looking at it and it's just like I need to fix that, but I can't.
Artist, though.
That's why I don't like it. I don't know. All right.
Anything creative though, you're always gonna have that, whether it be music or film or games, artwork, whatever the case may be. Anything creative, you're gonna always have that. Oh, it's never good enough. Oh, I could improve on this. I could make this better. That's never going to change. You just have to accept
I agree.
That's what it is.
Yeah. One though, like programming or game, programming, that it's fun for me, solving problems and stuff. Art, it's just like not fun. It's stressful because I'm not great at it. And of course I can practice, but
see, the thing is
I'm not an artist at all, but Dreams, I pushed myself to be able to be decent, right? And as far as logic, it's cut and dry. Either it works or it doesn't work.
Well,
there's so much that's like up to interpretation.
But I mean, in Logic, there's also different ways to achieve something. So
yeah,
it's not
There's
like
no wrong
black
or
and white.
right way
I don't
around
know.
Logic.
What it sounds like to me is that Acert is an artist and that he likes creating art, but that he doesn't necessarily consider what he does art as an after effect of some sort of like imposter syndrome. Look, get on my couch. Let's talk about it. No,
my shit. It's art. Everything's art.
Damn
I'm
right.
saying,
Damn right.
I'm saying, okay, so for me to make something that's acceptable, it takes an hour. And for someone who is more experienced, it takes 5 minutes. And I'm just, while I'm doing it, I'm like, this is the biggest waste of time. Why am I doing this?
People
it's
feel
just
the same way
stressful.
about
And then,
Logic,
but it's the
'cause they
flip.
see
Like
you.
for Logic, yeah, it's the exact opposite. Like for me, it's like 5 minutes. And for someone else, it's like 3 days and like 2 panic attacks. And it's just like, like, so
that's the
I
thing,
don't
though.
know.
Everybody has their road, though, with dreams. I feel like
Exactly.
everybody's getting into their category in dreams now. Like you have the logicians, you have the artists, you have, all these different categories in dreams, and moving away from the thing that you're good at is always scary in any sort of platform. But I think you just have to just get over that hurdle and just believe in yourself and just go for
I
it.
disagree. I don't have to. I can just get help.
I can do whatever I want.
If I want to, of course, but I can just gray box everything and then get artists to do the art for me.
There is that. Yeah, I mean, there is that too. That's the whole
That's
point.
why we need multiplayer.
Collaboration fits in the rules.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed, and people I've heard people say like, "Oh, I can't get anyone to collaborate with me," and part of it is being sociable, right? Because like that's how I've got a lot of my collaborators. I've made friends, and people that I like to work with and that enjoy to work with me. But I think the biggest thing for like a new person trying to get a collaborator is to make something that shows where you're heading, and then people will just start to, oh, I can do this, and I can help with that, and next thing you know, you've got a team.
I think the one misconception with newcomers to dreams or dreamers in general is they don't understand the word collaboration. Because I've seen it so much on Twitter where people are just like, "Oh, I need X making for my game. Who wants to make it for me?" As opposed to pitching the game idea. Does anybody want to join and create a team? Does anybody like this idea? If it's something that you're interested in, if it's like a genre that you like, would you want to join the team and build it together? It's not that. I just see it all the time on Twitter of people just basically putting a job post on saying, I need someone to make this. I don't care how you do it. I'm not interested in working with you. I just need it for my game and I can't do it myself and I expect you to do it for free.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact. In my mind, I was thinking it's like a job post, and you said it.
Yeah.
It literally, like people are like job posting, but they're not. It's for free. So why would anyone do that at all? Like, I genuinely don't know. Like, why not just work on your own? I guess if you have nothing else to do, sure, you're gonna do free work for other people, and that's what it is, work. Unless you're joining a team, but.
That's the thing. It's supposed to be collaboration.
It's supposed to be.
That's what I mean by people don't understand what collaboration means. People need to read a dictionary and understand the terminology. This is not a place where you just put out stuff and expect people to just run to you and say, "Yeah, I'm going to spend the next 15 hours making this for you out the goodness of my heart because I want to." You will have people do that because Dreams is awesome, but you need to look for people that want to physically work on the same type of content as you. And then from there, you bounce off of one another, you build each other up, and that's when something's going to work. You can't just post stuff on Twitter and expect people to go, "Yeah, I'll make that for you. Don't worry. I'll spend the next 20 hours of my life doing that for you for no reason at all." It's just not going to happen.
That's possibly from that slightly delusional sort of people that will first ask, "Hey, where's that complex MMORPG gadget? And where I can make my MMORPG," and then they know, okay, no, this is game making. You have to make a complex game yourself. And then they come back and, okay, where's the guy?
Where's the gadget? I want to make a movie, and I want to just put this. I want to stamp the gadget in there, say which characters are which, and then it just goes. It plays my movie.
A movie generator.
Which I'm pretty sure Acert can make. Honestly, that's an interesting thing. I want to know if somebody can make that, Can you make it like a procedurally generated where it's like you have hero, protagonist, like tree, rock, house, and you just let this thing just build it out for you?
I could. It wouldn't be a good movie.
Oh no, I was thinking more game way, like more of a game state. But yes, if you could do it for the game, then of course you could do it for the movie. But yeah, that's my challenge to you. Get to it, artist. No, I'm just.
I could honestly entertain this, but I just unless you want to. I don't think you do.
I don't. I would cry.
Right.
I would cry at whatever that came up with. But it could be an interesting like thing to pull off just to see how it would work, like people do with like machines, where it's like we showed this machine 50 scripts and then it came up with one of its own. Is it the greatest movie ever made? Like, you know, it'd be one of those videos. That'd be interesting. I mean, I'd watch it.
Yeah,
I'd watch it. Just saying, I'm trying to give you content gold.
Viral. It would be good.
So
yeah,
anyway,
I'll get right on that. I'll get right on that.
Was how
I don't believe you.
Our way.
2 weeks from now, we are gonna have this generator. It's gonna be amazing.
So I was gonna say, how do we like? And I want to ask this, and also Jet Yeti, you came in, but you've been muted the whole time, which is surprising. Are you actually here? Hello, Yeti? Oh no. I don't think no, we
sound.
can't. Yeah, we can't hear you if you are. Unfortunate. But I wanted to ask, and this is not to throw shade at anyone, okay? Just a question. How do we ultimately feel about the idea of using outside IPs within Dreams to capitalize on those demographics? Like I personally, and I asked this because, like, you know, Elka was brought up earlier, and I love the fact that Elka was like, how come no one's made this game for this great IP that everyone's been waiting for a game for? And so I have no issue with it at all. But at the same time, I know that they're like, me personally, like, I never really want to work on someone else's idea. And so I wanted to see how each of us feel about that. Like, you know, like I have stuff I want to tell, so therefore I'm not really going to put my time into someone else's, like, I guess, unoriginal. No, I'm saying unoriginal, like IP. Like with Dino, when I went into it, it was the fact that I was just starting to come into the community. No one knew who I was. The people still don't. So it's like, so it's like, you know, I come into the community and I want help on my project. Well, I need to get to know the community. And so that's when I found someone who needed help. And I'm like, well, I may not be great at sculpting, but I'm good at storytelling. So let me put my hat in the ring, you know? Let me see how this goes. So, like, and I'm always up for something where, you know, it's still growing. I get to be there at the ground floor, and then it turns into what it's going to be. And as a writer, I could get to put a lot of myself into it. But, you know, if someone was like, hey, I've seen what you do, you should really try to make a Mario, like a good Mario joint, I would be like, I have zero interest.
You know where that leads.
Yeah, like we all know where that leads. But
what happens with Nintendo?
Yeah. So, you know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so, like, how does each person feel, I guess, about that? And we are reaching the deadline. So I just want to, you know, we can do this, maybe one more topic, and then I'm going to try to shut it down before it shuts us down. So, but yeah, how do we feel?
Well, I think it comes down to, are you ready to lose hundreds of hours of work? So it's kind of a big part of the calculus.
Yeah.
I'm also worried that people coming into Dreams to play a very specific IP are going to stay. I really don't think they're going to stay. If they get Dreams just to play this one game, I don't buy that they're going to stay.
Even if a small percentage stays, I think it's good. I don't know. if they have permission, more power to them if they want to do that. If they have permission from the IP holder, who cares? I don't see why anyone would care, honestly.
I don't have any problem with it. I don't have any problem with it providing they have permission. Like how Elka's got permission to do what he's doing. That's absolutely fine. You know, the original IP owner is completely fine with him doing what he's doing. And yes, it brought a lot of attention to Dreams because of what he's doing, because it's an established IP with a huge fan base. That's the reason ultimately why Elka has been successful and he's popular in Dreams and he got post by IGN and GameSpot is because of the IP that he's recreating in Dreams. It wasn't specifically because of Dreams, it was because it was Avatar. That's the only reason why it gained the attention it did. And that's absolutely
if it wasn't Dreams, it still would have been. I think it still would have got huge. It would have taken longer, but
it would have got huge anyway. But for me personally, I want Dreams to be successful on its own merits. I want someone to create original IP within Dreams and it becomes successful because of that. Not because of an established IP outside of Dreams that's just been recreated in it, and that's the reason why it's become successful.
Let me ask you this, Jamie. What if Capcom said, okay, we'd like to make a Mega Man game in Dreams? Would you be okay with that?
I would.
Well,
that's for sure.
It's different though, because that would be more like I don't know, that just feels like more of a marketing scheme than it is anything else. Like they've got no reason to make that game in Dreams unless it is purely to market Dreams.
Yeah, but also if they did, it'd be Capcom the one making it. So that goes back to the other thing about other companies being, brought in to make AAA experiences within Dreams. But I think there is a difference between talking about it in the form of the company that owns it doing it and someone else doing it, like a fan doing it.
I do understand that, but I was just getting to the point of like the Dreams being getting accolades on its own merits, right? Because he's saying that Dreams is getting attention because this IP is involved. But I know tons of people that have come from Elka's stream that spend a lot of time in Elka's stream, have become really good Dreams creators that don't spend their time on just Avatar stuff or just IPs. So I don't really see it as a bad thing. I think that if you do... Go ahead.
Oh, he froze.
Is he gone? Oh no, he's back.
What happened?
You
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here listening. Go ahead.
But yeah, I think I love to see anybody that's going to create and what Elka did. I mean, who would have thought that somebody would have got permission from a huge corporation like Nickelodeon to, like, who? It takes cojones, to believe in yourself and to go reach out to a corporation like that. I mean, all the credit in the world.
If I'm not wrong, they reached out to him. Like once he put it out there.
Regardless.
But no, but yeah, that is I believe that's what Alchemist was talking about, where it's like, if you're, to do that, you kind of have to put on the line, hey, are you ready to have someone just take all of that away from you? If they if they give you the cease and desist, like, but yeah, I get what you're saying, and I definitely get the angle you're coming from, and I don't think it's a bad thing. It's my question is more around the motivation, because it's alien to me. Because for me, it's like no matter how much I love something, like for instance, I love The Flash, DC, The Flash. I absolutely love the DC character, The Question, and I could see myself directing a live action film for it. In the past couple of days, I've been thinking, because I'm, making my own noir, and I'm like, I wonder once I'm done with mine, should I try to do something with that character that I really love? And I can't, like in my own brain, I can't see myself taking the time to do that, because I just don't, I love that character. Like I want nothing more than there to be a movie. I've even gotten into conversations around in like the forums with like Kevin Smith about the fact that he really wants to make that movie too. And it's just like, but I don't know. It's like it doesn't jump for me. Like creatively, it doesn't jump. It's like I'd love to do it, but it doesn't. It's not like I'm gonna jump to do it in dreams. So just that's more so my
considered like doing your own riff on that, like your own version of the Flash that maybe plays more off of your interests in your own life, and that you could tie that in with what you like about it, because that's basically what I'm doing with the pet game. I've been a fan of pet games my entire life, ever since Pokemon, Neopets, and some really obscure pet games that people have never heard of or played. And so I'm bringing elements of all that into my game, just like Acer is heavily inspired by RuneScape, his game. He's not making a RuneScape clone, but he's bringing in the elements of what he's passionate about that game with his own ideas.
Oh yeah,
I would love to
definitely.
see more of
And
that.
I can do that, and I can do that, and I can't talk about it.
Are you doing that?
Also, I'd like to add something. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I may have to leave soon. I just want to add something that we talked about earlier, and something I'd like to say is, Steven, or basically, if a studio looked at like Snowball, if they looked at that and went like, this looks unpolished, like this kind of sucks, we're not going to air this, I would blow up at them. I can lie. So I don't know. I think Steven, I think you should like really push it out more into other studios or places and opportunities, see where that goes, because
I mean,
it is really something really great.
Most of the time for things such as like shorts, they can stand on their own, but if they really like the idea and the characters, that would be something that you would push into a bigger project. Like they wouldn't just take it from there and be like, okay, well, we'll put this out. It would be, hey, do you want to spearhead us doing a longer version of this, or do you have a longer story you wish to tell with these characters? And that would be what would be greenlit off of it. But like I said, in about 2.5 weeks, we'll be talking more about this topic. Here on the Made in Tees podcast.
I probably have to go soon.
All right, man.
Anyway,
Thanks
for
coming.
It was really nice to join. Hopefully, we can do like podcasts like these more eventually. And yeah, I just really appreciate everyone for coming and like us like chatting around. It's just really great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll sign off.
All right, man. Good to have you.
Bye.
See you later.
All right. Bye. Later.
So, but yeah, I mean, definitely we all bring, as you know, Kataya in chat was saying, lots of people are doing things that are inspired by other IPs, but that's kind of it. Like, I feel like everybody does that. Like, no matter how, I'm a person that I don't necessarily believe in originality of idea. I believe in originality of execution. Whereas there's always going to be something that you're pulling from, even if subconsciously, because you've lived a life. So it's like something got you there. And so you're always going to have that, but it's all about how you do it, where the originality.
The idea.
Who's mumbling? Who is mumbling in here?
Was that Jet Yeti?
Jet Yeti, was that you? Jet Yeti. I swear he came in and was mumbling, and now he's not.
Yeah.
Oh no! I hope he didn't start. I hope he didn't start and immediately lose. Jet Yeti, no. Oh wait, he might be back. His mic's doing something. Oh. Well, I hope.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah.
There
So
we go.
It sounded like you just mumbled something and then like dipped.
I was whispering to myself. I was thinking of an idea, sort of thing. What you were talking about with originality of execution. Wouldn't it necessarily, wouldn't it be an original idea to execute it a certain way?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What I was thinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. is that execution is the originality comes from the execution, not from necessarily the, hero, protagonist, anti-hero, like journey aspect of it. It's how you pull those off. Like, just like with, no, I'm not going to do it that way. Well, just like with, like John Wick, it is literally every other action movie. But the way that they show his action and the way he does people off, just beats people down, it made it fresh. So it's the execution. But we've all seen the, you killed a family member or something, and then it, or the trek of revenge. We've all seen that. But it's all about the execution. So yeah, that's what I was saying.
But I was also saying that wouldn't the execution be the idea? Ah, fuck it.
What the?
Wow! You just instantly cut yourself off. Like, just never mind.
Yeah, I had the idea, and then I lost it. And I was just never mind. Just move past it.
I think are you saying that it's not what I was saying? You were saying more so that the idea itself is part of the execution.
Sort of. I was saying, wouldn't the execution itself be the idea? How you execute it, wouldn't that be the idea in itself?
It would be the
Sure.
it could be, yes, but when I say the idea, I mean I'm talking more so about story. Like once you get into the idea of how you're executing said story, then that's execution. But like, I mean, I can't think of the last story where I was like, I have never heard of anything concerning a magician. That's
the thing. Everything has already been done in one shape or form. There is no story that hasn't already been told. Everything's been done because everybody's lived full lives, and there's been stories existed before we existed, and so on and so forth. So there is nothing.
I don't think so. I don't think
Ooh,
so.
I like this. Yeah, let's get it
the-
going. Let's get it going.
The digital age is not that old, so there are not that many stories about that. Maybe
about what? Sorry, I missed you.
About our digital age, like computers and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but
as in
doesn't
story?
it follow
Yeah.
the same rules?
But you
I
mean
think we're
you
talking
mean
about
like
the format of the story.
okay, I see. Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I'm on about the actual
No, never mind.
scaffolding.
Yeah, I'm just saying stories in general. Like, if you come up with an idea for a story, it's gonna derive from something that you've seen or watched, or even if you haven't, because there are so many stories. That story's already been told. It's the way that you tell the story, and like
Yeah.
Will said, the way that you execute that story is what makes it original and different. So it's all about the execution. And there's nothing wrong with, pulling from things that you are interested in. I mean, that's the whole point of inspiration. And if it wasn't for people doing that, we wouldn't have a lot of great stories that we have today. There's nothing wrong with pulling from stuff that you've seen. It's just you've got to execute it in a way that makes it original.
And I think that's the same with art in general. Like it's just a different way how you see the world or how you execute
Exactly.
your work.
Yeah, I mean, if you gave a theme to 7 different artists and told them to paint the same picture, they're all going to paint it completely different, and they're all going to be completely unique because, again, it's all about the way that it's executed.
Go to Freaky's weekly challenges and you'll see it every week.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
12, 15 people making the same thing in completely different ways.
Yeah.
So I think we're all okay with like remaking an IP but doing it in our own way. What about like trying to copy it as faithfully as possible? So like personally, if they have permission, I don't care what people do. I literally just don't care. I don't know. They don't have permission.
Like
it's kind of shitty, to be honest.
If someone had permission to recreate like a Mario game because they really want to make a Mario game, then you do you. I personally I don't care what you make. It's your life. Like, I'm making Dino because I want to make Dino. I'm not gonna have anybody tell me that I can't make Dino. Like, fuck you. If I want to make it, I'm gonna make it. But the problem that I have with people that want to make one-to-one games is why. I just don't understand why you would want to do that.
As a learning experience. I mean,
that's a good point.
If it's for a learning experience because you want to like use the same type of mechanics and stuff, then fair enough. But if you just literally just want to recreate a game one-to-one, like I just don't understand why you wouldn't output that energy into something original.
I think it's just what you're passionate about. If you love, if you love something, whether you're passionate about something that's inside of you, that's in your heart and soul, or you're passionate about something that someone else created, if you love it, just do it. Just do what you love.
I think
I stumbled upon a creator the other day, streaming on Twitch, that was recreating a PlayStation 1 game that never got a sequel that I really, really loved, and it was a JRPG called Legend of Dragoon. Such a great game, such a cool story, really unique, and it was kind of like a challenger to Final Fantasy VII. They came out around the same time. They were kind of similar in some ways and different in a lot of ways too. But the creator had redone the entire battle system. I mean, to a T. The fact that they were able to achieve it was like an accomplishment alone. But as I'm seeing this and seeing what they've done, not only have they learned how to do these things in Dreams, they've learned a lot about game design in that process, and what works and what looks good and how to make these things happen. And some things that you may overlook in your own design, if you're recreating something to the T, you're going to make every little detail. I just think it's a great learning experience.
See, like I said, I would say it's a
stepping stone.
Yeah,
it's a stepping stone on your creative story, on your creative journey to copy things, and you're probably not in the mindset of realizing that you could do something else. You're just not thinking about this. You start a passion with something and you copy it. I started in an early age making comics of Super Mario because I loved Super Mario Brothers, and I started drawing monsters from Dungeon Keeper because I waited for the game Dungeon Keeper. And after that came the realization, okay, I can draw my own monsters.
You do your own stuff, yeah.
That's just a step on the creative journey of realizing that you can create, and then that you can create original.
That's a great point. Having a reference is really important. Like, if you're just starting out, trying to make your own game versus trying to recreate a game, one, it's all in your head. Hopefully you write it down. But the other, you have a working example right there. That's a really good point. Yeah.
I believe
so much
that
easier and less intimidating.
I'm on two different like wavelengths on this. Like I have two brains about the same topic because I've had this ever since I was in art school, where there are people who are super awesome at realism, like out of this world. But part of me, whenever I see someone, they're like, I had this picture and now I've recreated this on this canvas. I'm like, you had to have skill to do that. It's cool. Also, how does it feel to be a copying machine? Like, and that's what I mean. Like, I'm of two brains. Like, part of me is like,
I just don't think.
But I do get in game development, as you were just saying, how it's like, yeah, if you're doing a one-to-one thing, like the learning, shit, I should probably go do it. Honestly,
I mean, whatever makes you happy, right? Why?
I think it goes so much farther in game dev, because I've never done art before Dreams, but I felt like I learned the most when I was recreating things that I loved. Like I made a few Digimon, I made I Am Weasel, I made characters that I knew, and so when I did that, I learned a lot of just like how characters are made, how to make them expressive. So I think it just applies in all categories. To recreate something that already exists is just going to educate you a ton.
Yeah, it's I'm about to. Yo, Jet Yeti, you are killing me right now.
it sounds like someone's praying in the background.
I'm like
I thought Typhus was back. I thought he was
Yo, goddamn. Just some dark seance going on in the corner.
Oh, I'm just going over something. And
Oh, yeah. It's just everybody was talking, and all of a sudden we hear. And I was like, "Oh shit, what's happening?"
No, it's
has anybody used the fire talking vocals in Dreams? I can't remember.
Yeah, they're literally like that.
It literally sounds like the fire talking vocals.
Yes.
In Dreams.
Yeah, I used them.
Okay, but yeah, we get it. It's just it threw me off for a second.
Yeah, no, I'm sort of going over the stuff that you were talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, did you want to add?
I mean, if you want, I could share it, but I was just sort of speaking to it about myself. But I guess, sure. The thing I was talking about is the fact that, at least to me, one of the biggest reasons why people love to create their own games. Hell, even I wanted to create a Sonic game when I started Dreams. I said I want to do this, I want to do that, because I want to create my own fantasy, essentially. Not like original game, but I just wanted to... What would happen if this played out this way? What would happen if it played out this way, sort of thing. And it's to live out, essentially, your own fantasy, your own version of whatever happened, like what you were saying with the
like fanfic,
the Flash. Yeah, it's literally creating your own fan fiction of whatever you want. Oh, Sonic 06 game that's not or a version of it that's not trash. Yeah, I'll make it in Dreams and it'll be great and it'll fix all the It's essentially like, oh hey, like what he was saying with Legend of Dragoon. What would a spiritual successor or sort of sequel, I guess, of Legend of Dragoon be? You live out your own fantasy, your own fan fiction of it. Characters continue on from where they left off, and now they're here. You get to create whatever, and I'm surprised more people haven't done it. Granted, I know there's already a ton of sort of copyrighted stuff. Sega seems to be all right with it, which is okay, but...
Well, they ain't doing nothing with their own shit, so they might as well.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
One thing that I'd like to see is literally what is it called? Shut up, Ortis. It's literally no, Ortis.
Who's Ortis?
Ortis is the character or the sentient AI from Warframe. I have it as a notification on my phone.
When you said sentient AI, I was like, wait,
you
what?
Had a sentient AI in your bedroom, like actively working. Like, what the fuck is going on?
This is the real Iron Man, and that's his version of Jarvis. He's just
pretty much.
Yo.
I just shut up.
It's just like so chill. Oh, it's just my AI that's sentient. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So continuing on about Dreams.
Yeah, it's literally a fan fiction, and maybe when you see it as a kid, it's like your own story, but it literally turns it into fan fiction. And I think what will happen if more people get more experience to it, like what he was saying, it'll end up being a Freedom Planet situation. If you don't know, Freedom Planet was originally a mod for Sonic, I think Sonic 2, and it literally ended up becoming its own IP at the end of it. They have their own game, their own series, and stuff like that. So that's one thing that I usually see happen. Of course, the other thing is it literally turns into just a series of fan fiction comic or essentially something like that, like how you see online everywhere. But what I'd like to see is I'd like to see a lot of these Sonic 06 recreations literally turn into a Freedom Planet. Not necessarily the story, but it turns into its own thing. I don't really see that happening. I'd like to see it, but I don't see that happening in Dreams, especially not anytime soon. Literally, what is it? Somebody's making a Castlevania game. They have I think they originally started out with like the Richter, Belmont, and everything like that, but then they changed it over to their own characters. I want to see that now. I want to see a Castlevania game in Dreams, and I want to see it take place with a story similar to Castlevania, I guess, but telling its own story. And I'm surprised to hear again that you don't really understand how people end up creating their own versions of the story. It's literally just fan fiction.
No, not versions of the story. I'm talking more about using IPs. Like you said, he started with Castlevania, but then decided to go on and do his own thing. Yeah. Like, yeah, that would probably be how I started. Like, even if I started out saying like, oh, you know what? I want to make my own Bonk's Adventure for the old heads in here. Old Sega, okay? Bonk's Adventure, which I've always loved that game. But, like, let's say I started out, like, saying I was going to do that. And it would probably go the same way. I'd start with the idea of making Bonk, and then I'd be like, wait, I'm going to do my own thing. So that's not what I don't understand. It's more so, like I said, was asking, I don't have the motivation to work on something that is someone else's IP when I have my own IPs that I want to create. That's more so what was my stance. But I was looking to understand the idea of like what everyone else thought about other IPs that aren't Dreams based or like but are Dreams created. Like, how do they feel about it? Because, you know, I've heard jokes everywhere from, well, not everywhere, but I've heard jokes from people that have been like, you know, not throwing shade at Elka, but being like, you know, why would you spend all that time on something that's not yours and that you really aren't going to get anything from? But at the same time, every time I see Elka's videos and I see how well they were able to do the wind glider from you know, that Aang has, that's awesome. What he was doing, that video of him flying through Ba Sing Se, like, that, I'm like, yo, that's a game within itself. He could literally just take that character with that, you know, with that logic and literally just redo the character, and that's a whole new game right there. And it wouldn't even have to be great. Yeah. It's just but the mechanic is so good. It's awesome.
He's doing it perfectly right, because that's just not true that he isn't getting anything out of this. He is working on that full time and is getting supported
he's
by Patreon for it. He works practically on that game as a developer and is paid for it. And if he finishes, or if he not finishes, he can show, hey, I've done this project. Hey, what about you can hire me as a developer on your game, or project designer, or manager, or what? He is winning. He's winning Dreams right now.
He started out in the end, he's something that he was passionate about. He's passionate about Avatar. It's something he really loved, and he just rolled with it. And that's where all these people that make other people's IP, it's because that IP has affected their life in some way, that it's made them passionate about it more so than creating their own thing. They want to pay homage. I don't know. They want to pay tribute to it.
An homage.
So he's just having fun doing something he likes to do.
Right. Well, the thing is, like,
all the other stuff is extra.
It's not like he's remaking the show. Yeah. Like, does the game exist? I'm not really. I don't.
No, it doesn't.
So,
no.
Like,
he's gonna have a new game.
Yeah, he's making the dream game that never existed.
That never existed. Yeah. He's not recreating like a game that exists.
No, it's not a one-to-one recreation of a said game. He's making the dream version of a game that he wished Nickelodeon made.
Well,
and
when you say dream version,
he's making the one-to-one of the show.
The dreams.
His dream.
Dreams.
Not.
His dream.
Just be careful with that.
His dream.
I know what you meant, but it doesn't have to be dreams. Yeah.
But either way, he's knocking it out of the ballpark. That's all I want.
He's doing a great job. Yeah, he's doing a really good job.
Amazing.
Super talented.
Oh god.
Have you guys seen that drone that he made lately?
Yes.
That's so. That looks so fun to control. Like, I'd love to just get a hold of that and play with that through the sea. It looks so fun to do.
I feel like I saw the beginnings of it.
You can play with it.
Wait, you said it's remixable?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I saw.
Yeah.
I think I saw an early video, but I haven't seen the final version y'all are talking about.
I think the drone is remixable, so you can make your own drone game, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, cool.
I think I saw somebody share that to me at one point as well. If it's the drone I'm thinking of, like one that you ride on.
No, it's just a point of view.
It's a first person.
Not the one Ortis made for you. Just one that was within Dreams. I'm just messing with you.
Don't think. Yeah, no, I don't think anybody made any. Actually, no, that's a lie. Afro Man, he helped a lot with something else as well. But specifically, besides that other thing, I don't think anybody's ever made anything for me. I think about it.
Basert. Yes. No, it was a joke about your AI companion that you brought up earlier. No, I wasn't saying anybody made anything in Dreams for you. But look, I feel like we're at the 2.5 hour mark. We went over. We're testing it.
We are testing the will of the gods right now.
Yeah. So I would like to say that I once again have enjoyed this episode so much. There have been so many laughs and good times and visitors, people who have come and gone. I love it. I do want to do these more, but we will see how it plays out because they're fun. But
like this amount of people.
Yeah.
And just like thanks for everybody that comes to this show every week. It's just really, really cool that we have this space where everybody can just Bivson, Party Disco, yes.
Yeah. Rockstar Bivson, new skin.
But yeah, it's just really cool that we can do this every week, and we have all the chat. Everybody's interactive on the chat, and it's just really nice that everybody shows up each week for this. And I absolutely love doing it. So just thank you to everyone for sticking with us for 50 episodes. It's been a huge honor, and I love you all, and I can't wait to do another 50.
Yeah, I love the podcast, and thank you for doing it. It's one of the cornerstones of my Dreams community bubble, and I just love to listen to it. And the Unexamined Live podcast too. It's just something I'm lurking a lot on, or do the VODs because I can't always make it in time. But yeah, thank you.
I appreciate you, and just know that I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Yeti is over here talking to himself again. It's just, it is the funniest shit ever. But thank you. I
swear he's cursing us.
Yeah.
He's like,
no, I was
these motherfuckers keep laughing at me, and I'm
I was going over again what you were saying just a few moments ago.
Okay. but again, like, I mean, when we say we want y'all back, we do. So anytime anybody wants to jump on and just shoot it for an hour and a half with us, feel free to hit us up anytime. We do mean it. I feel like people don't think we mean it, but we mean it.
If you want to hit me up, just let me know and I'll join.
But that's the thing. I normally feel like I'm bothering people. Like, that's why I made that post earlier this week on Twitter where I was like, I know. But new people, yeah, I'll slide into them DMs real nice. But if it's other people who I've already been like, hey, you can come back anytime. Then if you haven't hit me back, then I feel like you don't want to come back, or at least you're busy. So there's a difference. You know,
I hear that.
If people aren't as forward as me, like, hey, have me on your show in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I just want y'all to hit me up in the DMs and be like, I'm coming. And I'm just, and that's it. I'll be like, oh shit, well, they're coming. Hey,
yeah, just send people specific dates and with like a question mark. Like, unless they send back like, please stop, I don't think you're annoying anyone. Now,
at that point, I would die inside if someone said to me, please stop. I'd be like, oh my god, what have I done?
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't want that.
Well, until you get to that point, you're fine, honestly.
I don't want to get to that point, though. That's the whole idea. I don't want to get there.
Yeah,
if it comes to the point where we have to bombard people with messages to come on the show, then I don't want anybody on the show anymore.
I mean, you invite people, right? That's kind of your thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
look, I don't run a podcast.
No. It's like I said. It's all I'm saying is like we stay, or at least I stay in the DMs, but at the same, time, sorry. Jet Yeti, you're killing me.
Oh,
but I have no problem approaching somebody.
Oh my god!
I have no problem approaching somebody. Oh no! I have no problem reaching out to people to be like, "Hey, you want to be on the show?" But like currently, I've completely given up on having Martin Ebelong on the show. Just because I feel
busy making so much money.
Exactly.
He ain't got time for this shit. He's making so much money. He ain't got the time.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not saying that as a oh, he's too good for the show. No, I've given up because I feel like I've hit him up and we've talked. But it's like I've just given up. I feel like he'll come to me now. Like, if I continue to send stuff to him, it's just going to be like, at some point, he's going to look, dude, I have a family. I have stuff I got to do, and I'm the boss, okay? You don't just, one does not just simply ask the Nebelong to be on the show. But, yeah,
Nebelong
so.
has become one with the Dreamiverse. He's out there now. We can't reach him anymore.
Yeah.
He's gone.
So we'll just wait for him. But that's what I'm saying. But if y'all want me in your DMs, I'll slide in them DMs.
Is this like we have to opt in? All right, yeah. I am formally opting into you asking me.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll slide in. I have the knee pads on. I have the little thing of chapstick. I'll be ready. I'll be ready. I'm coming into them DMs, baby. So, my Lord. Oh, my God. But, yeah, thank you, everybody, for being here. Is there anything anybody wants to say before we dip?
Bibson, where'd you get your disco ball light thing?
Yeah, that's really cool.
I've got the lights. I need I like that. Amazon? I assume.
No, I don't know. I got it.
You don't know? Okay.
Yeah, you look like
All right,
Burnham, kind of.
Yeah. Your glasses.
Claypool.
Oh boy. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming.
Thanks for having
Thanks for having us.
Oh no, absolute pleasure. And as always, come back anytime.
As always, come back anytime.
Yeah, I don't really know how.
Anytime.
I will just stay here
Bro,
till next
look,
time.
we keep telling people, okay, because somebody just said, I don't know how. After that conversation we just had, all you have to do to be on this show is literally reach us in the Discord or on our Twitter and say, hey, date, that's a Friday. I want to be on the show. Done.
That's literally what I did. I said, hey, October 1st, I got a Halloween game coming. And it's my birthday. Let's do something. I'll be off work.
Oh, happy birthday.
GG.
Oh, well,
thanks. So that's how you get on the show. You literally contact us and say, hey, show. And that's it.
For anybody that doesn't know how to contact us, there's Mighty Vicious on Twitter, there's me at Lucid Nebula, and there is the Made in Dreams podcast Discord. So reach us out any of those free ways, and we'll get you on the show.
Yes, tell us when. Tell us when, and it's done. That's it. All right. So
awesome.
All right.
With that, again, love you all. Thank you to everybody who joined us in the chat, and
sweet dreams.
It's been beautiful. Catch y'all later.
Oh, little dance here.
Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams.
Wow.
Sweet dreams, TM.
Magma, calm down. Your computer. Don't bounce too much. All right, everybody.
Blue screens during the stream. So.
Thanks all. Bye.
Later.